hapo sasa ndo umenirusha pale kwa father daughter relationship. How do you raise a girl to be very confident, to be a role model, ama to be a person of character? How do you handle these conflicts?
We talk about it. Sometimes it's normally hard. Hata mtu akikuambia do not allow the sun to go down. Hiyo ni what he said. Sometimes sun huenda inaenda hata siku 2-3.
Siko kwa hesabu. Na mimi ndo natoa hizi pesa zote na nini. Ai Weche.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you so much. It's yet another episode here on Father Studies, where we come to learn about those who've gone ahead of us. Ndio tukue wazuri pia, right? That's why we have this podcast. It's about fatherhood. What entails fatherhood? There's so many facets for this, can I say, a role? Fatherhood. So many things. How to navigate life as a father, as a man. Hatuwezi kata tukaweka father bila a man, bila a husband. Zote tuko hapo ndani, right? So today we are fortunate enough to have an amazing brother of mine, a big brother I can say.
Thank you.
Yes. Na naambianga kila siku, naweza kuwa na hizi conversations kando. Mimi na yeye tu na niweze kusoma. But we are using the camera so that hata wewe mwenye wezi mfikia, you can just learn, pick some things zenye unaweza apply in your life zikusaidie. Sawa. So don't move. We are here. I don't know how this will go and how many hours, but tuko hapa. Chukua kalamu na kitabu. Mimi yangu ndio hii hapa kama kila siku. Today our guest anaitwa Mr James Weche. Nitaanzia tu hapo na niachia hapo sasa yeye ndiye aweze kutuintroduce to who he is. Yes sir. Karibu sana. Thank you so much for your time.
No, it's an honor, Chris.
Thank you.
Kwa hapa. I think let me just begin my introduction.
Yes.
My name's James Weche. I'm a father of 2.
Oh.
A daughter and a son. And
ulipata zote mbili, wote wawili.
Nilipata zote mbili nikasema wacha tuachie hapo.
Ni choice yako kuacha ama?
No, it's there's what you plan and there's what God allows. So I can say yes, there's what we had wanted, but again at the end of the day you don't need to plan for that. That's what God had, and they don't accept. Yeah, so that's how it has been.
Hey, awesome.
Yes.
Karibu tu nianzie hapo sasa kwa father of 2, lakini wacha nirudi kwanza nyuma. How was your childhood, sir?
My childhood, okay, so I come from a family of we were 3 boys and the girl came in later on. So I've grown up basically more parents were there, Christian background kind of a thing. So yeah, I've been raised up in a Christian family. At the end of the day, mtu akiwa mature, then now you pick up your call, you pick up your line. That's what our parents really had allowed of us. Yeah.
Ilikuwa ni lazima kiboko ndio mtu aende church ama was church forceful ama you just
tulianza tukiwa watoi, so like going to church tulikuwa tunaenda church. Hiyo ilikuwa lazima, mnashikana wote mnaenda. Of course when I was young, first of all I didn't see my dad going the first times, but as we grew up I could see he was now very much involved now at that point. So we were going to church, na siku hizo zilikuwa zile church mkienda lazima muimbe, lazima madia na tupigisha tizi ya song fulani moja mbili. Tunakuta wapi the Weches, kujeni muimbe. And tunaimba hapo and things like that. So I've been involved in church. I can say that was just my life and everything. That's how we have been since then, as much as I can remember. Yes.
Nyinyi wote?
Sisi wote. So then now I think then as we grew up, each one of us, the 4 of us, were able to make their choice of what kind of life they want to pick. So yes, but the foundation was laid for all of us.
We are told that every child experiences the parents differently.
Yes.
Yet we are in the same home.
Yes, exactly.
It baffles my mind bado kidogo. Does it mean mzee ama mama alikuwa anaegemea side moja mwingine ama?
No, because At a very young age, both my parents were already in church, I can say, put it like that. So I never got to experience maybe outrightly, I think one of them was out, but we were all going to church and things like that. Then I think when now to grow up, once you become a teenager, then now I think each of us decided to make their own part of what they want to be. Wakatoroka, wakienda huku, wakarudi, tukacheza kidogo huku, tukarudi. But at the end of the day, there are certain values which were laid for us, which we can uphold. Yeah.
What are some of the fun moments you can remember na dad?
Well, I'll say my dad was like, alikuwa tule African father, okay? Akikam, mnakuwa a bit tight. Si ati nini, lakini when it comes to discipline, mnakuwa mnadiscipliniwa vizuri sana.
By vizuri unamaanisha nini? Vizuri ingine inaweza kuwa ya makofi.
Mkikosa, definitely you'll have to be disciplined. Si ati ile tu kiwe haya tete anawapiga tu. But once it comes in, there was that thing of discipline. So unakuta mnakimbia mnaketi na madhe kwa jikoni. Mnapika huko, mnakuja tu once in a while, mnatokea once in a while, because there was just that og of like, father ameingia, remote ni yake na kila kitu ni yake, nyi wengine.
Na hapo ameput hizo lines hivyo, right?
Hapana, ilikuwa tu hivyo tu. Mnamwachia remote, mnajipanga hivyo and things like that. Mnakaa huko na madhe kwa jikoni, mnapika. So I think we almost like the boys truly tend to stay so much in the kitchen with our mom and things like that. But as we grew up, I think is when now you begin now talking to your father and things like that. Si ati alikuwa mbaya, ati hakuwa mlevi, hakuwa chochote, but that aspect of like you are more close to your mom and everything as you grew up. So,
na hakuwa nazusha tu kwa kitchen sana.
Alikuwa nazusha.
Mnafanya nini huko boys?
Mnafanya nini huko? So sometimes mnakuja hapo, mnabidi mketi hapo, awapee ma lectures, awapee misomo about this, aulize maswali zingine, mmeboeka, who created this, who did this? Zingine unachoka na hizo stories zake tu, lakini but we appreciate that at least he was present. Basically my dad was present throughout our life.
Hakuwa kama wangu walikuwa wanaenda wanawak far, wanakuja weekend hivyo.
We were actually lucky, my dad worked with us. Tulianzia Malindi, like I was born in Malindi. Then we moved to Nairobi. Tukasomea Nairobi, tukamove to Nakuru. Tukaenda wote Nakuru, then we moved back to Nairobi. So at least father alikuwa na move na sisi as we went along. So
umaimuuliza why? Mbona kudecide kama wale wazee wengine, na assume yeye alikuwa that category ya wazee wenye alikuwa na wakfa, then they come, then amebaki home. Yeah, kudecide wife abaki.
No, I think there was never that discussion at all.
You've never had it with
there was never a discussion like that at all. Because when now we are born, I was born in COZ, tukamove Nairobi. Then now, hata nakumbuka when we moved to Nakuru, it was just a shift job. Waliambia you have to move to Nakuru. Within no time, tukamaliza term, your term, and we moved to Nakuru. When again we moved back to Nairobi, your job, again he organized that. So I don't think at any one point we had any discussion ya kwamba tinyi mtakuwa peke yenu na yakwa peke yake. No.
Hey, that is
there
awesome.
was never at all.
That
I think
is awesome.
never. I don't even think. I wonder how others do it, but we never had that kind of a thought.
I think alikuwa amenail hiyo part mapema, alielewa siwezi acha familia yangu. My thinking. Juu wengi walikuwa wanaenda. Hiyo time yao wako town, familia iko Ocha.
No, sisi tulikuwa
move na wao.
Tulikuwa na Buddha throughout.
Nimeanza kwa kumsalute tu. Na hii discipline tayari umeshatuambia venye ilikuwa, haikuwa that bad kama umekosa tu.
Yes.
So I think that authority akiingia unajua father ameingia.
Ni ile tu saa zingine saa ilikuwa na boyka na father ilikuwa hivi, like kama ako around, hataki kuona umeketi. Panguza hapo. Fanya hii. As in like kuna kitu tu lazima kuambia umefanya. So kama father yuko tuko free.
Madhe anaacha zipite.
Tunafanya vile tunafanya tu. Lakini father akiweko, hata kama nikupanguza, muinue kiti mpanguze, muinue. As in just
na sisi ni kwa sababu amana uchafu hapa.
So like kama akiwa home mazee mtaboeka. Hakuna kwenda kucheza, ni mclean, mfanye mpaka zingine uko unajiuliza kwani alikuwa tu anafikiria tu anaona pale pana vumbi, hebu ndo panguze. Just that thing of like, I think akuwa naamini kutuona tu tumekaa tu idol. We had to do something, and of course it rubbed the right way in life. So basically pia tuna.
Do you think umebeba hiyo now that you have 2 children?
No, saa zingine with my kids we normally talk. Saa zingine wananiambia, saa zingine wanatusukuma sana, naambia okay, once in a while unakumbuka
nasema hapa nime repeat kitu without knowing.
No, sometimes I talk to my kids, so ananiambia what do I normally do wrong, naambia unapenda kutuuliza the same thing over and over. Like one thing about my kids that I learned, waliniambia to live until I had to change. Like one thing they told me, like unaweza waita waambie hebu kuja nipatie hiyo remote, And you go like, so they are trying and go like, sungechukua tu mbona
Iko tu
umetuita?"
hapa.
So with time now, I was able to be conscious before I could now be. But before, without realizing, they actually talk because I allowed them to talk to me.
Which is
Then
very
nikaanza kurealize, there are some things I carry without knowing. Kama hiyo kuita mtu niletee ile remote. Si ati kuna ubaya yote, watoi wako tu around. Maji niletee, kitu nani niletee. So with time niliwashow, for my children, I've raised them differently. And I told them to have an open mind. And we have got this joke in our house. Ukiuliza swali, there are two answers. Yes or no.
Na ukwe ready kupick
yes. So nikimwambia, may you take this cup? Can you take this cup to the kitchen? Ataniambia no. And I should take it as an answer because I asked a question.
Don't you ask why?
No and yes is an answer.
Yes.
But if I ask her, take this cup to the kitchen, ataipeleka. But if I ask, I'm giving them the liberty to choose yes or no. And you don't have to explain everything because the question was there. If I say yes, must I explain yes? Why should I explain no? So that's the kind of relationship I have.
liwe kubwa sana.
No, tuko na flow. Tunasaidiananga sana.
So at what point do you discipline them kama ni hivi? Do they take the discipline pia?
Yes, the discipline has to be there. We have to be very clear when something, the line has been crossed, tutaongea, and discipline measures have got to be taken in. So they know very well. And sometimes I either do it at the peak of it, or sometimes we sit down later on and be like, this thing was not done right. This is where you went wrong. And we always remind ourselves we have to be doing things correctly. So discipline has to be there. Of course, ukiwa small nilikuwa na wachapa, lakini nilifika mahali, sio viboko vile, lakini nilikuwa na wachapa kidogo. Then I think as they grew up, I never got to beat them so much. Not as my dad did. My dad alitupiga hata tukiwa watu wazima, nakwambia, tukiwa high school, my friend, mmefanya shida huko nje.
Serious?
Mnakuja mnalala. The only thing that saved us when we were now as teenagers, sisi alikuwa mdogo. So akianza kulia tunajua
nimeishia hapo.
So
tumeponea.
Yes,
sasa badali yako ya round.
Yes. So I haven't beaten my kids the way I was beaten. So,
but the discipline bado.
The discipline is there, and it's the talking, the logic and things like that.
Yeah, it depends now. After kusoma kidogo, it goes with age. Kuna mahali pa kiboko, kuna mahali pa kuongea, but bado ni discipline. Kama teens kuchukua kiboko, vinasema high school haiwork. Nakumbuka sisi, my sister, tulikuwa tunanyoroshwa. My sister yani alikuwa tu sasa, ni chapo kimaliza. Mimi naamka tu naenda. Hata atoi hata atia.
But it had in somebody at the end of the day, you just become immune to it.
Mimi nilikuwa nikitandikwa hata siwezi kula yeye. Tamaliza hapa enda pakue.
So ulikuwa unachapwa na utakula. Unachapwa na unakula wewe. My friend. Sisi unachapwa na siku unaenda kulala.
Imeenda hivyo. Yeye ataenda apakue na kule. Na kaya hapo kwa hiyo dining table. So sasa nikifikiria naona by the discipline nyingine ya viboko inategemea na age.
Inategemea na age, and then let's say there are different generations now.
Yeah.
Because somebody goes like, turudisha viboko shuleni. I mean, it was different for us guys. So it's a different way of discipline. You have got to accept it. I know it's a debate.
It's a big one.
No, nobody accepts it that way, but it's a debate amongst different generations.
And the beautiful moments ama lessons zenye ulilearn from dad zenye una apply. Sai zenye umecarry along.
So I think something that rubbed onto us was like, my dad was very disciplined when it comes to timekeeping. Akiwa mkutano yeye ndiye atakuwa wa kwanza, things like that. So that rubbed into us. As I'm talking, like my son in school saizi, I think it's now 3 years or 2 years running. Yeah, na patanga hiyo award ya timekeeping. So we always know, like, sometimes I have to talk to my kids and tell them, you have to accommodate other people, because like for instance, it goes like, my daughter will go like, tuliambiwa sisi tukutane saa 8, mtu anakuja saa 9, anafikiria nini? Because guys go like, well, it's kawaida for them when they are meet with their friends, they know if it's 2 watakuwa hapo, not that debate ati tuseme 2 tukutane 3. So that kind of a discipline has really gone into us, and my dad really showed that kind of discipline, consistency and things like that. Another thing which my dad really showed me a lot was a discipline for prayer and reverence for God. When it comes to God,
he used to lead this at home.
Yeah, unamkuta naomba, things like that. He was in church. He was an elder. He was everything. So tuliona a lot of service. When it comes to service for God, he was doing a very, very good job for service. Yes, and that rubbed into me today.
Totally.
I can stand
By
and say,
nakuona ukiserve. By the way, we go to the same church with him, so I always see him hapo akiserve. Kumbe ilitoka, unaona mali inatoka, kitu lazima itokee mahali.
You serve not waiting to be rewarded by somebody, but you more serve knowing that at the end of the day, God sees your reward. Yeah, it's about, hata kama nobody will pat you on the back and tell you, oh, you've done it. So God amecheki.
And that's ni Mungu.
Ni Mungu, and that's ndio muhimu.
That is awesome. Akwambia tuna flow kabisa. Hapo kunaenda poa. Sasa tumeongea tu juu about your children, lakini tumeacha mwenye alifanya mpaka watoto pia wapatikane. Your wife. How is, can I say marriage? Nataka kusema how is ama was. How did it start?
Okay, for the record, just celebrated our silver jubilee last year. 25 years.
Jesus, you don't look like 25 years in marriage.
So
mimi niko bado na 20 ndio nikufikie. Uongo Weche.
Seriously?
25.
Yeah, celebrated our 25 silver jubilee last year. Good.
Mnamuona venye anakaa? Hakai 25. Wacha tujue siri ni nini. Si ndio?
Siri ni siri.
Na si ya wawili. Tafadhali tudokole tu kidogo. Siri hapa na kule.
So it comes to marriage, I can say this. One, of course, there's the discipline. Having grown up in a Christian family. Of course, nilipofika hapo high school, nilicheza hapa, nili backslide. By the time narudi back to the Lord, I mean, God was gracious for me.
Teach and train your children the way they should go.
Yes, so
sasa ulirudi.
Nilirudi mwenyewe, si ati nilirudi mwenyewe and things like
moto
that.
Uliona huko nje?
Hapana, unaamka tu. Ule ambao unajirudia unasema, by the way nafanya nini?
By backslide na maanisha nini?
So I backslid in school from 2. I think ni kwa sababu ya shule, sio nini.
Unaanza kupenda.
Because nikiwa chuo, was a school in Western. Basically, wase wa CU wanakuanga na CU meeting wakati wa entertainment.
Yes.
What a hard choice to make. Huwa umetoka Nairobi, umeenda Western. Watu wanaona movie. Unataka na kuwa kwa prayers. So I was trying to figure out, how do you do that? So it was a very tall order for me. I struggled with it from 1. By the time nifika from 2, nikaza, nimechoka na kujaribu. So I just nikasema watu wasi wakae huko, nikaachana nao. But since home, I mean, we are Christians. Nikirudi home, what I used to do, nikirudi home, I give a very hot testimony kwa teens class. Hakuna mtu atanisumbua. My parents didn't realize that backsliding mpaka wakati nimaliza form 4.
So from form 2 to 4,
so unakuja unapenda tu hot testimony, wanaachana na wewe.
Ways of survival.
So I was surviving like that, doing funny things while in high school. So like for instance, tulikuwa tunakuja during holidays, my parents know niko saved. Napeana hot testimony. Nikikuja naambia father, tunaenda youth meeting in the afternoon. So me together with my big bro, tulikuwa very naughty. So tunaambia madhe anatupea fare, tunaambia tunaenda youth meeting.
Tunaenda kwingine.
Tunaingia F2.
Hiyo afternoon.
Unaweka Bible yako hapo. Jam
umeenda
session.
Nayo na Bible.
So umeenda nayo.
Hiyo ndio ticket ya kutoka home.
So unaweka hapo kando hapo F2, unapiga jam session mpaka saa 1. Alafu baada hapo unachukua Bible yako unarudi home. How was the meeting? Powerful. So then after high school is when I came back to myself, and then I went back to the Lord.
Oh my goodness.
Then I served in the youth ministry. So when I was serving the youth ministry, ndo nilikutana na my wife there. So nilimuona. Na baada ya muda nikamuona vizuri.
Kuna kuona na kuna kuona.
Nilikuwa namuona. Then after some time nikamuona vizuri. So and then after that we began the journey with her. Yes.
Saizi mtoto akifanya venye ulifanya. Hatunatoka na Biblia na naingia F2.
Tulikuwa napiga jam session every Sunday.
Does it mean wazazi wako wanajua hizo youth meetings zina happen wapi hata
They
tokea
know,
siku
so there's a
moja?
youth meeting.
Ni za church ama ni
Yeah, it's a
kokote?
church. So umeenda youth meeting, there's a youth meeting in the afternoon. So amejua umeenda youth meeting.
Mimi nitafuatilia sasa. Umenipatia, nitakuwa nafuatilia hiyo youth meeting. Alikuja, mlisoma nini? Nitakuwa na
So
cheza hivyo.
there was no that strict that checks. So I can say that was a bit of a maybe a lapse
kidogo.
and gave us a leeway to play around. Yes.
Okay, hapo sasa ushanionyesha, mimi nitakuwa nafuatilia. Sitatolewa tu hivyo hivyo.
Mtakupe notes na uweze kuelewa na vitu kama hizo.
Okay. So umeanza dating.
Yeah, so tulianza dating. So we were able to, lucky enough, wherever we are fellowshipping, there was very good groundwork on marriage and things like that. So there was a lot of teaching pre-marriage, ambayo tulilearn a lot. So I was involved in youth ministry, one of the ministers and things like that. So ile time nilikuwa namkatia, nikitaka kumkatia, yeye alikuwa anajua man of God ana message kwangu. So nikamwambia nataka kuche. Kaniambia man of God ako na word kwangu. So akaambia ma sisters zake ni aje, akaambia naenda kutana man of God, nitawaambia what he wanted.
This is after high school. I'm a campo.
After high school, now the campus area. I mean, after high school, now I was involved in youth ministry. After I finished high school, Nika get back to the Lord, and then I was able to now to really be involved in youth ministry.
Yeah.
I was involved in so much of youth ministry, preaching to schools and all those things. We did all that in Nairobi tumetesa na ujumbe na vitu kama hiyo.
Nitakuona kando nifunze hizi vitu.
So now she was part of the youth ministry we were involved.
Yeah.
So when I was approaching her, alijuanga huyu ni man of God ambaye kwa youth ministry. So then I told her, nikamwambia bade mimi najua tu ni wewe tu. Akashtuka. So ndio arudi kwa masitrends wake waulize kwani man of God amekwambia nini, unakaa umechanganyikiwa sana? Nasema hata nimeshindwa ameniambia nini.
Sijaelewa hata nini anasema.
So she took time, prayed, and then we began courting. So we courted for about 2 years and then we got married. So those are 28 years ago.
Ulirudi ukaambia hizo miaka we najua wengi wetu wenye tuko hapa wenye tunashoot hawajafika hizo miaka. Yaani marriage yake ni older than siko ubaya. Itabidi tuvue kofia tukuje na sadaka after. We umetoboa hizo miaka zote. Kwani amkosanangi?
Kukosana.
Umetoboa vipi?
Okay, so one thing about us guys when we stepping out into marriage, what we did a lot, and because of the foundation tulikuwa kanisani, we sought so much information
From people.
Yeah, from people. And during that time when you're courting, we were going out to people. Tuki-identify a couple kwa church, tunam-approach, tunasema tutakuja tukuone. Tunaenda, tunaona, tunauliza maswali yote and everything. So we got so much information from various couples in church. Tunawaambia, we want to come and see you. Tunaenda huko, tunauliza maswali. How is this thing done? Mnatobongaje? Ni wakati mgani hamjisikii? Wakati mgani mnajisikia? And all those things. So we did all that kind of a groundwork that really helped us all out. And when we stepped into marriage, we were so much into prayer and asking God, what is it that makes people not last in marriage? So we stepped into marriage with a very open understanding that it's not to us, but unto Him be the glory. And we said, let's walk as friends. So we became friends. We were very good friends because prior to that, even before courting, we were very good friends. And during courting, we bonded up the friendship. And then after that, we were really very good friends. And through ups and downs, we have seen, I mean, sisi ni mabadis. Ni wale ambao tukibakia wili tuko sawa.
Mnaendelea tuna story na
tunaendelea story vizuri sana. Now that everything is perfect, but that's the kind of, we have a very good relationship.
Does it mean you talk about each and everything into details?
We do. And we also respect each other's boundaries, personalities and things like that. She's an introvert. Mimi ni ule mse.
Weche.
Hata ilikuwa shida wakati nilikuwa namkatia nasema hapana wewe uko huko mbele sana, nikamwambia hapana nitakusaidia. So now she's an introvert. I'm somebody who's quite open, but at the end of the day we complemented each other. We complemented each other. Being an introvert, I've learned also to take time to listen. And now I've been somebody who's quiet. Now she has learned to speak out. Yeah, hata ile confidence watu wako nayo siku hizi wanasema it's because it rub into both each other. So kelele zangu nilipunguza,
lakini
na yeye zake akaela kwa advance. So we complemented each other and we help each other. We work together. Si atu tukosana tunakosana. yeah, but at least hatujaikosana ile extend ya
How do you handle hizo conflicts?
we talk about it. Sometimes normally hard, hata mtu akikuambia ati do not allow the sun to go down. Hiyo ni what he said. Sometimes sun huenda inaenda hata siku 2-3.
I think you were being real. Huwa zinaenda.
No, people say that ati do not allow, my friend.
Zinaenda.
Aya, kama mmekosana na mtu kwani sana
Na sisi jisikii kuongea.
sana inatokea wapi?
Asante kwa kukuwa at least real kabisa hapo.
So sometimes hard, hata unakuta mnashindwa kuongeleshana kabisa. Then with time the one ambaye uzini unajaribu ku bring up the whole thing, you still have got to address it one way or another.
Nakwanga na ugumu ya kuanzisha conversation sometimes.
So like me I talk, so me I'm the one who do it. Yeah, niza nyamazia kitu.
Yep.
Vile mnaulizanga mwife, how are you? Fine. Is everything fine? Hey, fine.
Hatuko sawa.
Hatuko sawa. Maka unajiuliza. So I've learned to like be able to be patient with her, and also how she has learned when to talk to me, because azingine za pia kelele mingi huyu hata nisikia aninyamazie, ndio baadaye niambia mbona ulinyamaza, anauliza ungenisikia kweli? Nasema by the way nilikuwa juu sana singekusikia. So that's what we have done, and sometimes when things are very tight, which are very rare, we have also sought counsel from notable people. We can say okay, hii imetushinda. I think once in our marriages when we really went out to a pastor and we said okay,
imetushinda,
tunataka usaidizi, see we accepted, yes, this is the wrong and things like that, I'm the one on the wrong, I'm wrong on this side. So the pastor to help a lot, alitusaidia sana, and we are grateful. Otherwise hatujaita wazazi atakuja kutatua chochote. Hapana.
Brothers na nani.
We have never called a third party to just come and solve everything,
which is good. At
tunamalizianga vitu kwa bedroom, watoi wanaendelea na maisha yao.
At least you are open enough kwenda kutafuta kusort for info na guidance kwa watu wengine.
It's about accepting that he is on the wrong. So we have learned to accept, to be quick to know when you're wrong and things like that, because at the heat of it, if you want to correct some things, you may worsen. So saa zingine wacha mpumwe, then get a confusing moment, alafu mnakuja mna discuss.
Hiyo ni fit. The fun moments.
The fun moments.
What are you funning ndio paka mkakuwa paka 25 years? Mungu wangu, siko najua hivyo actually.
Hauko najua. 25 years. I think the fun moment is like since in my buddies we talk a lot. Tuko na jokes zetu. Tunaweza na msetu kwa public tu
pasue tu nyinyi wawili.
Pasue sisi wenyewe tu, ama tuone kitu tukanyagie, tungoje tufike home ndio tupasue vizuri. Then we have the code names for certain kind of things. Wanga tu tunasema hiyo ni kitu fulani, unasema hiyo ni,
kwa hivyo wewe mnatusengenya tu.
Tunasema huyo msee ni kuna code zingine tunakuanga nazo, sitaki kuzitaja hapa.
Julizeni usisiseme. Zitakuanika.
So we use those codes, and then sometimes unakuta when we see some things out there within ourselves, mkifika home unaulizana, uliona hiyo kitu? Naambia I hope pia uliona. Then we talk about it and go like okay, this was right, this was wrong, or this shouldn't have been. But at the end of the day, it's not about us being perfect. Nile tukuwa realistic. Very realistic with everything.
Sasa zingine ukiwa too real bwana inakwanga noma. Nasikianga watu wakiongea mimi ni mreal.
Like for instance, when you talk about being real and things like that, sometimes not everything has to be tackled and addressed. Some things can be let go nazita with time. And some of the things that we have really learned from our spiritual covering, you don't have to pick up every fight. Okay? Ikiwa alifanya makosa, again naongea kuhusu jua, ambapo unasemanga do not allow this. Wachana na jua.
Jua itaenda tu
itaendelea, hata ukikosa kuni bado itaenda na irudi. But sometimes una realize like unapiga sababu amefanya makosa. Do we really have to address it? Unaiachilia. So next time, when now nothing is related to that particular thing, you can now talk about it. Not at kwamba now unamtaka unamwambia by the way, kuna ile time nyingine mazee ulifanya vibaya, naambia I didn't know, naambia mazee ni kwaza one two things, because at that particular point hakuna animosity and things like that. You're just trying to go like so kesho aanze kujua. So next time ukiona ameteleza tu wewe nimekumbuka
na haungojei kuwa na mistake ingine ndio lete ile ingine.
Now we don't count zile za kitambo. We are all humans. Otherwise tunaweza hesabiwa mpaka tuchoke.
How do you lead a friend? You as tunaambiwa men are the heads of the home. How do you lead this friend? Ndio kufuate mpaka mahali mnaenda.
You see, remember when friends come together, and sometimes hata kwa Bible inasemanga Christ is a brother who sticks closer than more than a friend. A friend is somebody who can hold you, not because you're related, because of anything. It's somebody who can be with you through thick and thin. So when you have friends, you realize that you look out for the best out of this person. For instance, if I see something wrong in her, my question goes like, should I back it out? Should I let it pass and see when is the conducive moment to correct it? Na hiyo imetusaidia. Hata mtu akicorrect unasema by the way nilitupa mbao. Jivu uliongea mbele ya watu, ulileta aibu. So mimi sikuwa nimejua. So next time you don't. So next time utajikuta when you're in that kind of state, hiyo kitu kikuja una realize mnaangalia na macho na hesabu mmeingiana. Lakini usiache mwenzako tu aibike for the sake of kuaibika ndio uonekane. But cover each other, walk with each other. Kama ajui kitu funikia.
Zingine unafunika tu.
Funikia. Mtu asikuambie kwamba nilikuta na wife yako alikupea salamu. Hakunipea salamu. Wewe mbona ukunisalimia? Mbona ukupea salamu ya Chris?
Cheza chini. Ilifika salamu ilifika.
Ilifika. Alafu na mmoja ulikutana na Chris. Nilisahau kukuambia. Sawa, aliniuliza. Nikamwambia ilifika.
What an amazing way ya kufunikia kitu haraka.
Otherwise mnaweza kusanda tu. Kila wakati.
By the way, very simple but iko na message hapo.
Yes.
Si lazima kila kitu mwanike mbele ya watu.
Sio lazima.
Okay. Na hizi vitu pia uliona dad na mama wakifanya? Mko umeona wao wakiargue?
Okay, I can say for one thing about my parents, niliona that kind of they were knit together. Walikuwa nakosana kabisa. Tamadhi anajua hata nikimwambia saizi walikuwa nakosana mbele yetu mpaka tunaona. So I think what I did is like I looked at that and I said I don't want to bring up that in my own marriage. So I strive not to bring that kind of atmosphere because I saw the wrong things like that. I've seen couples picking up each other in public. So I said I don't want to do that. So there's so many things. And then prior to our marriage, the various people to indulge with ilitusaidia. Kama there's one particular time when now we were courting, tukaamua kwenda kuona pastor mwingine just to get counsel about marriage. Tulipofika huko zile story alituambia kuhusu watu. Hata tukumwambia zetu tukamwambia thank you.
Tumekuja tu kutembea.
Because alianza tu and it shocked us. He's now the pastor is telling us about other people. So what happened, like when we were going out seeking counsel, we learned what not to do and what to. So we will never have learned that there's that kind of a thing until you see it wrong, things like that. So one particular counselor ambaye alitusaidia sana is called Brother Musisi. Alituambia one thing, for a player, you are normally coached by the trainers and everything, let's say, whether Cristiano or Messi.
Yeah.
But when the whistle blows, the coach has no control how Messi will execute it or Cristiano. They have no control.
They just hope you'll do what.
No, they have done their part. So the person on the field is now up to him to go about it. And some of the things are not trauma. It is not written anywhere. It's now what he has conceptualized within himself to bring it out. So when you are ushered into marriage, sasa umeingia field. Vile utatoboa, itategemea what are the values. If you had a very good coach, very good trainer, it will help you stabilize. Because once the ball comes to you, whether utatumia mguu ya left or right, usiniambie ni coach atakuambia. Na the coach has no control at that particular point. So whatever we'll do, you'll only kick the ball based on what values are already within yourself. If you have no values, hakuna kitu utafanya.
Nimeiona tena.
So foundation is very important. Foundation in marriage is very important. And one thing maybe I'd like to urge the young people at this time, ni wajaribu kuangalia, take time, don't rush into something for the sake of it. Take time and get all the information you can. there are certain information when you get along as you're building something, they don't make sense. But down the years, 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line, that practical lesson will come. They'll realize, tuliambiwa kitu fulani na mse fulani. Now I remember. Now I can apply it.
Sasa wewe soma tu.
Soma.
That's why we do these further studies. Mimi wanasoma tu. Nasoma from people like you. Do in case naziingiza tu kundani. In case kuna siku nitaamua kutoa hiyo kadi, at least nitakuwa na mahali pa kuitumia.
Ya silver jubilee tutakuja celebrate pamoja.
Mshasikia hiyo ni prophecy. Amina, tutafika huko na tuende. Kama mmefanya hata mimi naweza fanya. That is awesome. At least tukiwa na watu wenye wana celebrate marriage, wanaishi in a godly way. Hiyo ni fiti. Watu wanaongea tu about zile mbaya zimeharibika, zimefanya nini, but we don't look at the beautiful ones those years. Na imaanishi kuwa kila kitu ilikuwa sawa.
No, it's not about perfect.
Comes parenting. Nani sasa ndio dad? Nani ndio mom? Nani analetanga watoto kando, anatetea?
Sasa the disciplinarian is my wife. Mimi na soft part, I mean, just like a father. So and I'll say one thing, like as I told you, I stopped killing my kids at a very young age. Not because that is your partner, I just decided to have a different way of doing it. Because I remember for my daughter, I think the last time I really caned her, akiwa nursery or something. Na mwalimu alikuja akaniambia, hey,
kile ulifanya
Mr. Weche, mtoto wanachapwa na mama yake na asemangi, lakini the day you beat her, she talked about it for 2 weeks in high school. Because I think alikuwa amekosa sana. So I really took a cane and I really dealt with her seriously.
It is even said, sorry to cut you short, ile Bible verse inasema fathers do not provoke your children, for you will discourage them. Nasemekana mama anaweza provoke mtoto many times. Na haitawaka. Lakini mzazi, baba akiongea tu kitu na hii, wewe ni mjinga, that's a wrap. Mtu yeye atakuwa anajua tu hivyo. So hata hiyo discipline yenye mtoto baba alimchapa, ndio maana aliongea for long.
Because it meant a lot. But the discipline is there. I know when I raise my voice, they know, father ameongea, this thing has to be done. So I constantly involve them. I constantly talk to them through. And I basically make sure that we address something that has gone wrong. We have to talk about it.
I pity.
Yeah. Ukitulia, let's now talk about it. Like once I do the beating, tutakuja baadaye tuseme, okay, why did I beat you? Oh, no, this was wrong, this was right. We talk about it and see what you can be able to do.
Reconciliation naona hapo.
It has to be there.
Yeah.
Inasema ya kwamba unapiganga alafu unapuliza. So that has to be there. And in any conflict resolution, always bring out that. Bring out the discipline, tackle the issue, and after that, please restore the person back to me. Otherwise, so you see, like for the generations of our fathers who are very harsh, walikuwa na wachapa and that's it.
Imeisha.
So baadaye budako ukiwa mkubwa kuambia I love you, unashangaa buda nini bana.
I love you ni.
Because there was never something like that. But for this one, we discipline. And after we discipline, we can go out for ice cream. Okay? But when I discipline you, you will not go out and eat ice cream until we are through with that discipline process. Then once we are through, now come, let's go and eat ice cream. Now let's talk about what you did wrong. With that kind of atmosphere. Then they're able to reflect. Next time akishika hiyo kitu akienda kufanya nakumbuka, hasa ukipeana macho zako hivyo, anajua what you're talking about. So they don't fear you, but they remember what you have corrected them. That's what guides them. But our fathers raised us up with that kind of a fear. Unasema, hey, nikishika hiki kombe ndapigwa. Mpaka hata kombe yenyewe inaanguka inavujika. Nafu unachapwa.
Na bado unaenda kunyoroshwa.
Yes, bado unaenda kunyoroshwa. So wengine walikuwa mahadiko.
Hapo umenisaidia juu kuna hiyo process ya discipline. You discipline then reconciliation. At times it's very hard to know when to start the reconciliation kwa sababu sisi inakutandika na kudiscipline. Sasa venye mniambia after the process ya discipline imeisha, turudi sasa maybe hata another time or another day, so you bring it back. Why did you
balance? All children are different. The temperament is different. Discipline. Hata kama anataka kuona kuna sura ya kazi, kuwa na sura ya kazi. Aende alale akisema alafu kesho naamka, are you ready for school? Things like that. Anashanga, okay.
Kwanza nime nikasirikia kumbe.
Yeah, as you take the drive, now you can talk about it. Go like, yesterday night, why did you do what you did? Go like, oh, this is what happened. So just at the end of the day, as a child, always find that time to do that. It will really boost up the immune. But if you let it go, the wounds grow.
Yeah.
Because sometimes utakuta kwamba hata when you are disciplining them because of the wrong that was there, later on when you sit down with them na muongea about it, hata by the way una realize, by the way, ilimchapa kwa nini? Lakini ukikuwa African father utaki kujua nilikuchapa. No, so you also go like, oh, so you also have got to get a point you can tell your child, by the way, I think I misunderstood you.
I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry that I beat you up. It's because at that particular point, this was my view. And I took the step to beat you up because that was my view. Now that I understand what you did, I am sorry for that.
Whoa. I can imagine my father doing this for me. Atipole. I'm just amazed. I can imagine how that can do to a child. Hiyo ni fit sana. Hapo nimepata lessons 2-3 already. Nisha story ya discipline and reconciliation and even saying sorry.
Yeah, you have to.
Si ati wewe ndo unajua kila kitu. Hey, okay. Hapo nimeshikanisha. Mungu anasaidia hapa, tuendelee tu kupata hizo points. Nyinyi pia mnaweza uliza maswali hapo na mapoints kwa comment section, right? Ndio pia Mr. Weche atajaribu kutujazia na kutujibia, right? So Mr. Weche, kuna hii part ya maybe roles of a father, of a man in a family, in a home. What are they, and can we say you have executed all of them vizuri now that you've been here for 25 years, si mchezo? Are there moments maybe umefeel hapa nimechoma, hapa nime...
Okay, so it goes back to the values that are set. Okay, if you lack values, then you have no ground to stand on. So you have got to set the right values to make sure that you are building up on that. Your children should be able to know what values this family stands for. Your wife, your spouse should be able to know what you stand for. So that has got to be very, very clear, articulated into them. How is it articulated? It's articulated in a day-to-day as you talk to them, tell them you need to be kind, you need to be this. The values you hold, they'll always listen to you. And one thing that I've learned from my children is like this. I think, and I've told them this, they know very well. I normally go like, we say that children adapt more what they see than what they hear.
Observation.
Yeah. So that means that you should be able to walk the talk, because the talk will speak louder than what you have
said.
Usiseme ati be kind.
Na wewe mwenyewe you're not.
We're not kind. Be polite and you're not polite.
Modeling.
Because they're watching. So in fact, the rule in my house goes like, if I don't tell them something, please let them listen to what they see. That's a rule. Let them pick up the values and they have attested to it. So put in the values, put the roles, be the one that can lead and things like that. Show that you're the person during crisis and things like that. No matter what the situation is, when you want to take the lead. Then if there are things between you and your spouse, muongee, msi-involve watoi mnawachanganya. Show that kind of a role and be the supportive one. If you find the kids that they're draining towards one particular partner, usijisikie we ni otero ati watoi wananipenda wapendi madhao.
Hiyo ni makosa.
You have got to work into these kids to make sure they support their
mother.
Unless ukiona tu anaanza kulegea, anza kuweka hiyo. Yes, otherwise wengine wanajisikianga watoi wananipenda wapendi madhao. Wacha kujisifu, my friend. You are failing. You are failing. You are failing. You are not doing your duty. The kids are able to balance and
kwanza venye umesema your wife is the disciplinarian sana, wanaweza tend to go towards you.
So wajue tu sitawachapa, lakini wajue decisions have to be between the two of us. Yeah, if the mother said no, it has to be no, and it has to be very clear. And the two of us have talked. So when they come to me, it's not like making her less whatever, but emphasizing what has been already set by that. Yeah.
So you're also a present father, just like your father. What does this presence mean?
Present, unajua watu wengine wana confusing present ya kwamba unafanya job ambao uko home throughout. This is life. Sometimes I travel. You go for long. I've been out for a month. I've been out for 6 weeks. I've been out for 2 weeks. But you are present to them. When you're out for those 4 weeks, wako tu na wewe online, unafanya nini, unaangalia nini. So people should be able to diffuse this aspect that present mean being home.
Working from home.
Yeah, working from home. You have got to be a life away. We're always working with them every step of their life. I think like that. There's a time I think my son was having a graduation and I was out of the country. They make sure nime log in online, nilifuata online.
Kila kitu.
Things like that. Whatever we had to organize for him with the mother was delivered to him. When I arrived, we had to go and and have the party that we needed to have and things like that. So it's being present with the kids, and being present with the kids, it's normally go like talk to them throughout. Be their friend. Walk with them in their daily lives and things like that. When they're having their small talks, when they're having their whatever. As they grow, wataendelea kuwa nayo, watakuwa na wewe. Now my kids are quite grown up and we talk.
I can imagine 25 years in marriage. Says wako how old?
Najaribu kupiga hesabu. My daughter is 22 and my son will be turning 17.
Ish. Wote wanahama bana, wanaenda. Karibu mnabaki wawili tena.
Tumekuanga wawili all along.
Nyie mko haikuwa nako kabreka ati tuko wengi. Huyu 22 tayari ashaanza kuleta boyfriends.
We talk, yeah. Tunaongeanga naye. We talk about boyfriend and things like that. Where they are. Kikiumana, she comes to me. And go like, I've broken up with so and so. Why? This was the thing. What happened? Go like, I support you. That we do. That's that kind of openness. And that develops because throughout their life they have seen their father
being there.
Akiwa shule, akiwa kindergarten, akiwa primo, akiwa nini. So now that at this particular age, they have got something they can relate to. There are things she talks to me. There are things she talks to the mother. And we have made that to be very open. So that she able to relate with both of us very clear.
Hapo sasa ndo mlirusha pale kwa father-daughter relationship. How do you raise a girl to be very confident, to be a role, can I say role model, ama to be a person of character?
Speak to her. Speak the positivity into her. Girls require a lot of encouragement, inspiration in the small things that they do. Capture the moments. When you photographer, capture those moments. Those moments count. They count when they look back. Because you realize that kids, when they grow, kuna wengine hata they begin picking their life awareness at a particular age, depending on what kind of upbringing they went. Kuna wale wengine haizi kumbuka how she grew up the first 5 years. Kuna wengine hata the first 10 years wakumbukangi. So it all depends on the environment that was there. If there are trauma, it will affect them and things like that. But what happens, like when they can always go back and reflect. The Bible even talks about teach your children. Talk about where you came from. They're able to relate back and see, hey, my dad was with this. They look, what happened in this picture? This particular day, ulikuwa na graduate kwa K1 or K2. Then they're able to understand. Then now they're able to conceptualize that and put them up in their memory. So they're able to see your presence as you go along. So they know, as I'm going to this particular place, my dad will be there. They're guaranteed, like if they're having a session in school, my dad will be there. Kama atakuweko, this is what will be done. So that kind of presence, you're always talking with them. For the girls, they like a lot of affirmation. And when they are failed, you should be able to be in a place to embrace them, to bring them home, to allow and realize it is fine. And you hold them and cry over them and make sure they go through that emotional kind of thing without letting them go. So that helped. I remember there's a time in high school, I think my daughter was going to pick her. And for whatever reason, alikuwa na specs. Sasa shule watu wakaona hizi ni madigagas, hizi ni ana floss. So they stole it from her. So she could not understand how somebody steals your specs. So when I was going to pick her, the first thing, she just broke on me. She cried and cried and cried till she explained to me what happened. But the whole thing was like, will she find a place to be able to have that compassion and things like that? Is the father in a way that is there? Forget about our fathers who never. Kama sisi machali wa kushughulika na sisi madimu, hiyo ni shida ya mama yao.
Yeah.
But you balance the whole thing. Like there's a role for the mother, which has got to be there. But there's a role for the father. And if you're raising a daughter, let me tell you one thing. If you're raising a daughter, the best time to bond with your daughter is the young age. Paka wakifika 13, baada hapo, wakianza kuingia adolescence, wamekuacha. They will come back after the adolescent stage and find the father whom they knew when life has taken a toll on them, ups and down. They now become more tight when they have left that phase, and you walk with them. That's why it's the father who walks the girl down there. They find that confidence.
Hapo sasa umenichapa kiboko, man. Sasa mimi my formative years na my girl, I don't think nimekuwa because I didn't stay with her. She stayed with the mother. So how do I bring back? Ama niwache tu 18, saizi ako 10, 14. Saizi
No, you see, it's about your presence. You see, when they're in adolescence, there's one thing they do. They are not rejecting you. They are simply in an environment where their friends matter than everything else. Si ati wewe wako na shida na wao, mabadizi wao ndio kila kitu. You're not in their mix. So at that particular point, they value that kind of company and things like that. It hit me that way. I was going to pick my daughter from school, the way in Western. Akiwa form 2 nikasema so I drove there nikajua sasa hapa
tutapiga story tukirudi.
Tutapiga story. Aliingia kwa gari, kafikiri ataketi hapa mbele.
Acha hizo.
Hotspot.
Haiwezi.
Hotspot. Tumefika Kericho, yeah. Do you want to eat? Yes or no? So that's when it hit me and realized my baby girl has left. And I let her go. Because it's about connecting with her friends, doing everything. That's their world. Not that they have got anything with you. Na wanakupenda. Simekuja kuwachukua wewe ni mzuri. Hotspot. 6 hours hotspot. Nilikuwa dere.
Oh, Jesus.
Nilikuwa na Uber.
Oh, Jesus.
But it was a wake-up call. Because me, I thought now well born.
Yeah.
No, it was no. She needed her space. She's from school. Kwani unapiga story gani na yeye?
Si tumemisiana. Nataka kujua shule
imekuaje. Catch up with
imekuaje.
life, what Instagram wako wapi and things like that. Amefunga shule. That's their life at that particular point. There's nothing against you. It's a phase of life. And when they pass that stage now, they'll come back and find the father whom they had left. As long as you are present, hapo ndio unaamua kama ni birthday, you don't plan for it, you ask. Afu unaambia, okay, how's your birthday? How do you want to plan for your birthday? I want this amount. I'll be going with my friends and we'll come back at this particular time. Kwa hivyo si nyinyi mko nyumbani. Literally.
Siko kwa hesabu. Na mimi ndo natoa hizi pesa zote na nini. Ai weche.
Yeah, yes. And they're gone. They're so happy.
And you sit back and relax and
Yes,
wait.
and relax. So with my wife tunabakia tunasema okay, ni birthday ya mtoto ameenda. Sisi tutafanya. Like, can you come? We cut the cake. Okay, when I'm back. Kikuja amechelewa mtakata the next day. Na hiyo ni yenyu, sio yake.
Mimi nitainunua kweli. Hata kukuja kukaa.
Utanunua. So the presence is what will make. When you do like that, then they're able to realize my dad was with me. He supported me with my friends. They'll bring their friends to you. They'll come and tell you, this one, so this one, so this one, so. If you don't, you'll never know that company. And that's the time now, once they pass that age, you lose them. They want to be independent very, very fast and move out of home and be independent.
Kiboko ingine tena leo ni mimi nakwambia. Hii ni further studies kwangu. But at some point I felt kwani ana reject jisiku ama nini. I felt that way by the way.
It's an age set. It's different for the boys, but for the girls, that one came out very clear. Nilikubalia safi. Yes.
Okay. Hiyo ni yangu pia. So mi pia sasa nianze tu kubali.
Yes.
The
Whatever you
buddies,
can. Wakisema how much unapeana? Ati how much? 10,000. Hiyo ni pesa mingi. You are killing the morale.
Sasa kama ni kweli ni pesa mingi weche. Pesa ipatikani kila wakati.
So you see, the whole thing goes like, as you build up the values, they'll know. When they come to you with that confidence, they're asking for 2,000. They know my dad can manage 2,000. There's no way a child whom we have got a very good relationship can come and ask for 100,000. He knows very well we are not of the 100,000. So akikuja kwako akikwambia birthday will cost this, he knows those are the standards you have set for her. So wewe utajikaza, wewe make sure mama yake una pesa hapo anataka hii. So you do it enough unajipanga. A lot of satisfaction. She'll be happy that he joined a birthday because you supported it. But you are not there.
Hata upate kuacha aende. Na ujui marafiki zake bado. So what gives you the confidence kwa ataenda kumesuko?
You see, it's a two-way. That's what I'm saying. You develop the relationship, then they're slowly going to allow you into their cycle. If you don't have that kind of openness, you will never know their friends. You will never develop it. So I'm not saying I'm 100% knowing all their friends, but with time I'm able to pick up and go like, okay, you it's so and so, yes, where are you? Like for instance, once we have like, let's say when she's going out, na make sure Uber card iko. She can move about na 2 siku. Toka Westlands. Ameenda Karen. You go like, wow,
usiku weches. Mimi niko
So with time you're able to know, so they're able to trust. So you tell them, I'm not here to monitor you, but just for accountability. They go like, Dad, I'm somewhere, I'm stuck here. Can you send for me an Uber? Where are you? With who? They're able to let you know. So if you don't, you will not know. But if you allow, they'll walk you through. and because you have certain values from them. Remember ulikuwa naye akiwa mtu mpaka akiwa 13 you are the hero. Baada hapo ukimwachilia unajua you planted enough things. If the values were not right, then you'll have trouble there.
Niko na classes sasa. Nita-achieve tu kama umeachieve. Sasa this is a girl, and how do you handle the boy? You have both genders. How do you?
So the boys again are different. The boys are not that open as the girls. And also the girls also can also be quite hidden in whatever they're going through. I have incidents about a girl we discovered after a long time. But it's a phase of life. But the boys are different. And one thing that I've tried to do within raising the family, I've allowed the children to have this kind of understanding. I am not going to compare one to another. I know how my son performs. I know how my daughter performs. But when I'm looking at my son's academic performance, I don't at any one point even indicate I'm going to compare it with your sisters. When I'm looking at the sister, I'm going to put, I'm comparing. Huyu akiwa A, kubalia huyu ni A. Huyu akiwa ni C, make sure you advocate as a C. Don't try and go like, kwa nini wewe uko A?
Haiwezi kuwa kama from a point ya kukuchallenge to wezi.
No, you have to be very careful. It's a bit sense. No. It's a negative thing that we grew up with our parents. Unajua ule ambaye kuanga A, ndiye alikuanga A, ndio kila mtu anacompare. Like me when I grew up, my kid bro, my friend, mkifunga shule
moto
zile matrophy anakuja nazo. Mimi na bro wangu mwingine kwa tunajipea shughuli because he was an A student. Prime yote he was an A student. Mimi na my bro wangu mwingine partner in crime.
Huyo mkubwa.
Tulikuwa tuna struggle my friend. Haka unasema shule zikifunga hata una psych because attention yote itakuwa kwa
akirudi home bado attention iko kwa mzee.
Atanunuliwa vitu mzuri, atafanywa kila kitu.
Haikuwa ni kumencourage pia from this point of view, na mkencourage na endelea kufan uendelee kufanya better.
But for me it worked negative on me because you don't even look for kufunga tu unajua obvious huyo ndio wa A. Nyingine mnakuwa ignored tu.
How do you work around this? Huyu ni very shule, huyu wako hapa chini. Sasa how do you bring huyu?
If you're going to encourage this C kid to go up to an A, don't do it in comparison to the A kid. Address it to go like, let's get you to an A without
comparing.
Yeah. Pengine yeye kuambia tu, no. Mwambie no, that's your brother, that's your sister. Let's see how we can do it. Don't try and do it because it will stigma to them. And the Bible very well, Isaac when alikuwa na praise Joseph. What did it happen? Si alimletea shida. Mabro wake walisema wewe kwenda, wewe ni kila kitu ni wewe. Tutadeal na wewe. Because like that came about because of what the father was doing.
Yeah.
The father was praising and praising and praising.
One.
So what happens?
Hawa wengine wakamuuza.
Yeah. So that's one thing we should be able to balance. The kids are different, different. So don't make it comparison. If they're the ones who wake up to the realization, I want to be like my brother, I want to be like my sister, then kudos to that. Then if it comes from them, pick it up and now use it. But not you. At wewe, hii si yako na brother yako akona A. Unafanyanga nini? Kwani wako class moja? Z. Unataka wafanyaje? So you try and make sure. If this one comes and go like, I want to be like my brother, then use the cue to do it. But let it not come from you because if it comes from you, remember utakuwa tuko vile Joseph alifanywa. Joseph aliletewa tu noma na parents zake, sio mabro wake.
Okay. Sasa huyu mwenye anapata how do you keep on encouraging?
You again continually speak to us. When you are rewarding, nataka mnasema now let's go and celebrate. When mepata A, you all go together. Make sure it's a celebration for all of you. You urge these other ones to acknowledge the other one. Pia we appreciate for their effort and things like that. So that even when they're seated together, they are not able to know that we are all appreciated. Others ukiwacha pamoja, watapigana because wewe ndio unasifiwa.
Na pia mwingine anaweza anza kungaria wengine.
Unaenda unanunulia gift huyu wa A alafu unakata kununulia huyu wa C.
Sasa nakununuliaje na waja perform kama wa A?
Hii ndio umetoka ile era ya kwamba lazima ulipishwe na huyu akateswe. It has a different implication.
Okay.
It's like correct in private and praise in public.
In private mnaweza ongea, in public sasa hiyo sherehe kwa huyu.
Mko wote pamoja. Let's go and celebrate with your brother. Let's go and celebrate with your sister. As opposed to like, uko wapi kuja tusherekee ndugu yako? Watu wanakuazika because
kama hata unaachwa home, wewe ameenda
watakwambia sijisikii kuenda. Because why? They realize attention yote itakuwa kwa nani?
kwa yeye mwenye amepita. Lessons napo zinasonga. Naambia mimi hapa niko to class. Further studies, I'm learning. So we were on the boy.
Yes. So
How to...
So the boy, different. Maybe we're different kids everywhere. But for them also, you try and understand where they're coming from. Boys are not that open as girls. They will not tell you so much about themselves. Ataumia kidole na mtakuwa tu na shida mguuni. Baada hii kidole songesema yako sana jaribu kujisort. So
si hata mwogopa kuambia daddy ni
just
kali.
yeah. Within their peers they tell them that's how you go. So what you do, you also get more time and involve them, talk to them. With boys you talk to them off cut niaje. By the way, hiyo team yako nini? So they're able to begin opening up. When you give that environment for the boys to open up, they will tell you. So you don't ask anything direct. Kama unajua, boy, kuna kitu kunaendelea hapa. So you give an environment. Go out with them. Like, wameniaje boys, si tuende tukaone boli mahali fulani. We go for a pizza. While you are doing the pizza, muulize, niaje ile kitu fulani. So create the environment for the boys to open up. But you don't just arrive and go like, hebu keti, niambie. Haiwezi. Atashat. So you continually create the environment, then they begin talking to you, they begin opening up to you. I've got a very good relationship with my boy. Very good relationship. Tunaongeanga tu kama mabadi sasa. Sasa mna reason a lot.
Lakini usijichoche, labda ni wewe unaona hivyo.
You are right.
When we say we experience our parents differently.
Yes.
Labda anaona. But pia you can rest on assurance by how you communicate. You can just tell.
Have the door open.
Yeah.
Have the door open for the boys.
Yeah.
Also look at a situation of whereby let me bring this aspect. Why? Because of the way we were raised with our fathers. One, the boys are never meant to show emotions.
No.
That was being a man.
Yeah.
That was being a man.
Yeah.
So what you do in this particular aspect, when you see they have hurt, please tell them it's fine. How are you feeling? It hurts. What can you do about it? Akienda huko akosewe na mtu kuinje mtu ampige box, just come back and talk about it. What are you supposed to do? What can I equip myself with? And things like that. So you kind of be appreciative of the emotions feeling. Don't ignore and say because they're boys. Just allow them. Unamwambia, hey, amuka, you'll be better. Sorry for that. What happened? So let them come and talk about it. Let them come and talk and tell you, hey, dadi fulani shule ananiangalia sana. Nifanye nini? Unampigia hesabu na bibi nionyeshe picha yake naambia ni poa. So encourage them, let them know it's okay. It is fine. They will come back and tell you, no, I didn't feel like it. They come and tell you, this girl came and said hi to me, nikamwambia enda huko. Why did you do that? Ati me, I didn't want people to see me with her and things like that. So continually allow the boys to express their feelings. Let them do the talking. Let them express themselves. Okay?
Sisi tukilia tunaitwa masisi. Why are you crying when you...
And then it's like when you allow them to express themselves, you're able to understand them.
Yeah.
For me, like what I normally do for my children, like kama tukienda hosi. Mimi at an early age, as early as 7 or 8, I don't explain to the doctor how they are feeling.
Ni yeye mwenyewe ajiongelee.
Then you're able to realize that now they're able to know they need to express themselves. So always allow them. Si ati unampangia kila kitu, unampangia kila kitu.
That's a good way ya kumfanya.
So you allow them to express them. If you see this one or two wrong thing in them, see how you can correct it. Go like, okay, for your birthday nimeona umepangia hii, budget haiwezi kubalia. You're asking for 10,000. Things are tight, I have 5. Can we work with 5? Alafu mketi chini. I bring budget yake paka hiyo, then he's able to understand. Ikiweko utampea, isipokuweko, this is what happens. So allow them to make those decisions. Guide them. Never put a no without an explanation. Especially for these guys now, we are raising the Gen Alpha. And you have to explain everything.
Hapa napata tu pointers na kwambia hizo zote naenda kuziapply kwangu. Hizo 25 years haziwezi nipita hivyo. Uongo. Do you allow them to do some chores in the house ama unajua sisi ni hawafanyi kazi, kuna mdemo wa job na nini? Tunafanya job.
Some of it. So there's some things me I guide them. There's some things that I'm guide them. One good practice that we have done for them is like tukienda ugenini. I think the boy and the girl wanaingia kitchen wanaosha vyombo kwa mtu anashangala. Move the plate from the table, take it there. At home, you've got a schedule. huyu atafanya hii, huyu atafanya hii, huyu atainama, huyu atafanya hii. Ule mzuri kupika ndiye atapika. Unaweza jaribu kupika. Like now my boy hakuna siku hizi ati unajua ile ambaye sisi nipikie mayai, hapana. Yeye amejua kutengeneza omelette, amejua kufanya. Of course aliungua mara ya
Lakini
kwanza.
alijua.
With time is able to. So allow them, show them it's very important. Hata kama house help yuko is a helper. Sio mfanyikazi wa kufanya vitu zote. So instill that kind of a discipline. Remember when they go out there, you will see that one being depicted. Yeah, but yes, tell them it's important. It is important. It is important for them to do the house chores.
Nimelike hiyo part ati wameenda ugenini na wachukua wanaenda kuosha.
Yes.
Did you tell them to do this ama the value behind this? Ama
Remember,
wenyewe tu wanachukua wanaenda?
It's a teamwork. So there's something that my wife amewaonyesha. There's some things nimeonyesha. So we all work as a team, and before we realize they're able to do that, they're able to do this, they're able to do that. Wakienda mahali wanajua this is what you do. Ask what you can do. Unless host aseme, no, we're okay, we can do this, but they make sure they do it. Can I take this thing to the kitchen? Can I do this? No, we're okay. Unatulia.
I want to have such kids. I want to have such kids. Mr. Weche umeongea ni kama yani hii kitu nika flawless. Ni kama hizi 25 zimekuwa tu flawless. With parenting pia ni flawless. Kidogo kimpango. Any challenges you've gone through as a parent, as a husband, as a father? Now, how did you navigate through them?
Okay, so maybe let's say as a husband, and let's say for us the relationship I have with my wife and things like that, we talk and discuss things. Then we see what we can do together and things like that. Then we also allow ourselves to set particular boundaries. Ile ya kwamba kama kuna kitu, at what point we're going to side with outsiders or things like that. Just not one thing. We had a particular situation of whereby kulikuwa na situation within the family. So
Familia yako?
Yeah, both families. Yeah, both families. Huyu anasema hii, anasema hii, anasema hii. So unakuja home unaniambia, mother aliniambia hivi. Mother, my sister aliniambia hivi, my brother aliniambia hivi. So nikafika mahali nikamwambia, let's look at it this way. In this conflict, whether you like it or not, whatever your siblings, your parents have said, is first of all right because they are your siblings. Even me, wherever I see it, my siblings, my parents, it's already right because they are. So when we all come together and go like, our siblings, let us try and realize we are together in this boat. Let us look at everything and analyze the whole thing and go like, is it your brother or is it my sister? Is it your mom or is it my mom? Tukajieka pamoja. And we decided to handle things that way. Mpaka watu wanajuanga, hey, hawa wawili
wako
pamoja. You just look at it and realize we are building ourselves. They have got their own life. Whether it's our parents, whether it's our siblings, they have got their own life. So when we want to make a call, we make it on call on the best of our interests and our families. Others, okay, allow those outside whatever, they can really interfere with you. So that's the kind of a thing we get to do. Again, also about our children. Of course, there are certain behaviors with time and I realize, hey, he combined. Mbele ya watu really misbehave and things like that. So we all go. Like sometimes we do a balance and go like, the boy is not acting well. I think you should sit down with him because you are the father. Then you go like, good, I will sit down with him. I go like, the girl is not behaving well. The mother goes like, okay, let me see what you can do. So sometimes we have those challenges and sometimes it's normally very frustrating. Najaribu correct kitu, mtoto anarudia. Najaribu correct kitu, mtoto anarudia. But with the time, slowly by slowly, unaona wanaanza
to get.
Again, for us, the principle that I normally say is like, we normally tell our kids, if I don't tell you something, please see what I'm doing. And they have attested sometimes, they have corrected something because they saw us. For instance, like, to clear the video and you're not clearing, I will clear them. Then there'll be a wake-up call, go like, Allah, we were supposed to have done it. Dad has done it. Mom has done it. Tomorrow, hata kabla umalize, mtu ashachukua kapo na mbee, bado nakunywa.
Yeah, like, if I don't tell you what, if I don't say it, just see what I'm doing.
Because I'm not in a position to tell you everything. So if I don't, that's the rule with them. If I don't, please see.
It doesn't mean say me to evil. I'm saying with my actions.
And also when I allow them to correct me. So one of the jokes was like, we were watching a movie. Alafu nikaanza kuangalia vile msee ana drive. It was a family Guys were driving in the countryside. And this guy alikuwa na drive. I go like, that guy is overtaking badly. Alafu watu wakageuka wakasema, so you drive like that?
Oh my goodness.
They all turn and just go like, yeah, that's how you drive.
Oh my goodness.
Nikaangalia msi kwa movie nikasema, by the way, come think of it. So from that time now I was conscious vile na drive. Mpaka saa zingine wanacheka wananiambia, umejua? But it's because I allowed them. So when it's a correction that I come from them, I didn't know it until I saw that movie. And I was wondering how that guy was overtaking. Wakaniambia, you do that. Do you remember that day we traveled this and you did like this?
Oh my goodness.
I go like, oh, I am sorry.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, you allow that kind of awareness. They just come and tell you, hey, Papa, yesterday when you were talking before people, this is what you said. Oh, this is what I said. Oh, I didn't realize that. So that helps me also know that I also receive feedback from them.
Yeah.
Wakinikosoa nachukua
vizuri tu.
saa zingine tunacheka kabisa. So saa zingine mtu akifanya mistake unasema you are behaving like dad.
Kuisha wewe. But it's a good one.
Yes. So
hata na build their confidence to correct their peers somewhere. Hey, mimi hapa ninasoma kweli. Hapa niko sawa tu. Kuna mali umesema ati I think ulisema kadhania sijaisikia.
So na record.
Pale tuko bado hapa tu. Ati huyu anahitajika kama ako ka 10K. Unaambia wife, hapa sisi tunakufa kama hatuna tunaenda kukopa. How do you handle such low moments kama hizo? Hauna hela wewe mwenyewe alafu mtu amekuja nayo budget ya birthday na nini.
You see, we move talk with my wife a lot. And we balance our responsibility and things like that. So saa zingine unaweza kuta umeplan kitu, then things don't go the right way. So we all look and go like, what is this for? Alafu na realize kwamba remember you have given hope to this kid. So you were planning. Things didn't work out. So you have got to go back and speak to your spouse and be, hey, this is what I did. Maybe she may go like, okay, that was a bit extravagant, but you have got a promise. You know, one thing about my family, we normally go like, you keep your promise.
Ukishasema umesema.
Sasa nikisema ndakuchapa unamchapa. Kose kuchapa. Because that's a promise. So that kind of a discipline. If you say something, you've got to fulfill it. That's the values. So in that particular aspect, we sit down. Is the 10,000 extravagant? Maybe it was. I did not think through, or she did not think through by the time she committed herself to it. But now we've got to salvage a situation. Do you lose this kid or do you see what you can do? So you go out of here, but you learn. Then you go like, to sort. But next time, to discuss kabla.
Promise.
So there's some things you'll burn out your hands here, but put everybody in the picture and realize, hey, hapo tumeblanda. Hapo tuko blanda. Here was good, here was not good. But again, remember very well, your kids will only be able to ask what standards you have set for them. There's no way a kid can come to you kwa beni nimlie Lamborghini.
Haiwezi. Na hujaweka hiyo maneno ya Lamborghini.
So look and realize what is it? It's a reflection of who you are and the values you're setting up for them as you go along.
Kuna mali ulimention umeenda out of the country. Sasa ni kama Weche wewe ni wa kufly tu. Sasa sisi wenye hatufly. Wenye saa zingine mfuko yetu inakuanga dry. How do we still lead? Saa hizo unajua umeiweka ni kama na hii ni 25 years. You've never lacked finances.
Life has got ups and downs. I think in the 25 years of marriage, we have got our ups and downs. And sometimes, depending on the age of the kids, there are sometimes you allow them into the cycle or not. When they are very young, you're a bit careful not to distort their perspective. They'll only realize, squeeze at 20 KFC. Tunapitia kale ka joint ka fries. Squeeze at 20 mali flani. Tunafanya kitu flani. So they can't realize something has changed. Because now things, maybe it's your job you lost or something happened, so you don't have the kind of finances you have. So when they're young, you try and protect them, but try and be reasonable how you do it. But as they grow old, if for instance I come from job and I've lost my job, I've got to come and sit down with them and go like, guys, I've lost my job.
At what age is this?
When they begin, as early as they begin to their teenagehood and things like that. Just, when you pick that your kids can sit down with you and have a conversation. So how mature are your kids to have a conversation? When you figure that point, discuss with them and go like, okay, either you're going to cut down their allowances, or you're not going to have this, we're not going to have this, have that stayed out so that they know very well this period has happened, we are going to downscale immediately on that. Don't keep them on a very high hope with assumption. So our ups and downs has been there. And sometimes it's even a bit tough. You find that in a situation like, for instance, and the one who has lost a job, my wife is working. So what do? Utaambia ndeni kwa mama yako kwa kila kitu, mfanye kila kitu. No, they should be able to know that the two of you are working together. When they're coming like, I need fare to go to college, sio mwambie wacha kunisumbua, mwende ulize mama yako, mimi sina job. You have to go and find out how the two of you work. By the time she comes, go like, where does she pick this thing from this person? That thing is assigned to that particular person. But they have understanding that there's a deficit in things like that and things like that. Because what defines a man is not what you can provide. It's also what presence you can give and guidance you can give in that. Because remember, you are the head.
Yeah.
You're not less ahead because you don't have provision.
But that is not the system that you're coming from.
Thank you.
That is,
the system is there means that a man has to be a provider throughout. So when you are not a provider, what happens? And I've seen so many marriages get into that kind of a wreck. Unakuta mwanaume amelose job after that. Ile kuvurugwa na vurugwa kwa hiyo nyumba, mpaka hata watu wanajua anasaidiwa. That the spouse should not bring out that at all. The children should be able to realize, yes, this is happening, but our father is still the one who will make the call. It's the one who still look at the budget and say, no, we cannot do this. It was 10,000, sasa utakuwa na budget ya 2,000 for safi. Na yeye atamake your call. Because now things have changed. So we need to realize that we put a lot of pressure on men. But what happens when reality hits and you have literally lost your job? Do you stop being a man?
But isn't it sisi wenyewe ndio tunajiwekea hiyo pressure at times as men?
Yes, because you see, the society has basically put certain standards for us as men. And of course, kuna kuanga na ile joke watu wanasema, you can't marry a man if he doesn't have a job.
Yep.
Yes, so unakuta hiyo ni verdict ya kuoa.
So, kama
una job wewe mtabakia huko. But it's a wrong concept. Maybe it's just a season you're going through. So what happens now that you're married, you have a job, and then the job stops?
The same concept.
Do you stop being the man? So we need to change that narrative and realize that the two of you are together for one reason or another one. And if the man is not, let's remove that thing of providing, meaning that you are earning. You can provide in various ways. You may not be earning, but you provide your time and guidance. For instance, kama kufunza watoto kuwapeleka mahali, you are still doing that in provision. See it because there is cash, but you are available. Una decide, ni aje, I'm not working, kuliko kulipa mbochi,
acha mimi nifanye
kazi. You are providing.
You are. And you are training.
Instead of doing this, instead of paying for the transport for the kids, nitawapeleka. Drop. You are providing. So let's not look at provision from the part of economic, but realize what is the role of this man in this home and what is he doing. Because if we define that, then it means like ule ana earn more is a more provider than the one who earns less. And there's sometimes the spouse, the wife earns more than the husband. So do we say that in that particular case, the wife is a provider?
Where?
So we need to change that narrative and tell the man, you still the head and you can be able to do it. You may not have what it takes financially, but you are the one who makes the calls and you're able to give the family the guidance that is there. It will take the two to do that. It will take the spouse to give that kind of perspective to the children about the husband. That this man is still your father, he's still the provider. If he's not working and you need to go and buy something, you still have got to go through him to ask for the permission or guidance. Not that now, hata we una job, hata ujui wife anatuma tu. Unatuma tu ameenda amenunua pizza amerudi. Ameenda.
Inaweza kuweka off guard kabisa.
Yes. So work together. And of course, the support is required from the wife at that particular point.
Yeah, inabidi tu drum kabisa. Wengine wanasema tuna encourage laziness. Wengine wetu tunafikiria when I don't bring in the money, I can't be the man enough. But pia debate is, will you be there? Will your children be okay with you bringing the money ama wewe kukua present?
Like for instance, somebody can be incapacitated health-wise.
Sure.
Okay? So then they can't because, and we have had those situations. Now, do they stop being the provider? So provider is not about that economic. It's about you being the man who can be able to still lead this family despite your economic or your physical
challenges zenye
challenges.
zinatokea
We need to salute the men who can stand in those situations,
sana.
who can still go out. Because why? They have a supportive wife. It takes a supportive spouse for them to stand out tall. Otherwise, if they don't have the supportive wife, then the men will crash because the demand is there from society that you are the provider, huna job, toka kwa hiyo nyumba.
Enda wanze kunywa. But sisi pia kama wanaume tunafaa kujiambia hivyo. We are more than money.
Yes.
We are more than money.
We
This
have
family, in this, I am more than money.
You are the father to these children.
Yes.
You are the provider. You are the pillar. So you've got to stand strong. So what you do, you as a man, take care of yourself during that particular time. Sio kukaa tu kwa sofa uone Netflix tu hapo
24/7 tu ni hapo
kwa
pekee.
sababu una job pia. Jitume in one way or another. Dress up, go and see what you can do outside there. If utaenda uhastle huko nje, urudi bila kitu.
Kukutana na watu.
Kuja sema tu ni aje, ambia wife nimefika, sikutoboa, hebu nipatie pesa tununue breakfast. Anakurushia unaenda nunua breakfast. Watu wao wanaona umeingia na breakfast. Si ati
Super.
Yeah, so that support has got to be there because there are times like that. What happens when now it's tilt? Na ulikuwa unatenda msee hivyo.
Yeye pia atafanya the same thing.
Same thing.
But pia tukubaliane Mr. Weche, wanaume wengine wako hivyo. Wakiwa nazo wana
sasa hiyo ndio shida
their spouses vibaya, ni kama wako na surety watakuwa hapo forever. So tunachoma pia, tukubali tu.
So kuna hizo values ambao we need to continually uphold and realize that both of us are here for a time and a season. It doesn't define us by our economic standards and things like that. It's important to have the best stable economic and whatever condition, but certain things change. Let the family values still stand as it is. Let's honor the father in all aspects. And the person who will do all this all the time has to do with the spouse. Ananga mtu amepoteza job, ile stress anapata, si ati stress ya kwamba hajapata job ingine,
ni home. Na nimelike pia biti ya saidia pia. Unaweza osha vyombo, unaweza pika, hiyo zamani you can use all those things.
Umeprovide.
Umepeleka watu shule. Umesaidia. Isikufanya ufeel kama hizi chores huwezi kufanya. Na si ati unazifanya kwa sababu haujaleta do, hapana. Look at it from a bigger perspective that you are also teaching your children to do these chores zenye watawasaidia maishani.
So when the kids see you doing that, they're able to realize, this is our father. Still showing himself able to do some things. Not because he has the cash, but we can see this is the situation. Remember, when the kids are mature, they are aware.
Yeah.
They are aware.
Yeah.
So, but what do you do with that kind of space? Do you lead them still to do what they need to do? Hata maombi huwezi kuwalidi kwa sababu hata una sauti.
Sauti imeenda na pesa.
Sauti imeenda na pesa.
Haiwezi.
Wife ndiye anaongea ndio kusema.
Haiwezi. Itaharibu. Hamtaka 25 years. Haitafika.
Kabisa.
Hope umesikia hiyo zamani. Hope umesikia kile tunaambiwa hapa na Mr. Weche. Hope you are getting it. If you are not, utajilaumu mwenyewe. Utajilaumu wewe mwenyewe. Au sio? Mi hapo nimepick some things that I am more than money. I come with so much. Pesa is just one aspect of it. It doesn't mean that I'm lazy. No. Bado tunaenda kutoka, tunaenda kutafuta. Kama sisi sasa watu wa biashara Mr. Weche, kuna time iko juu, kuna time haiko kabisa. Na kama mimi sasa my wife ako employed. Tunaweza sema iko constant. Ako na surety kuwa nitakaa mwisho wa mwezi. So I shouldn't now, can I say break down, kwa sababu sasa sijaanza provide hapa finances during hizi seasons zenye ziko low. Bado tu ni simame.
Umenikumbusha something else. So like for us guys, for these years we've been married, we have been working with various couples hapa na pale. So we have learned also different kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And we have had situations whereby you find that like in your situation whereby your wife is working, you went to a biashara.
Yeah.
Na biashara yako up and down. You have seen some men really being frustrated because our biashara ifanyi.
Yeah.
The wife is still doesn't respect him because he's no longer bringing anything on the table. And the man is so frustrated trying to prove himself. It goes back to go like the man is being measured by what he can put on the table. You see, it's not directly spelled, but that is how it is. So we need to realize that we need to change this, because we need to have this man stand strong despite the season. Low or high, the supportive wife has got to be there to give that kind of support. So it's not the man who makes himself, it's the person behind him that gives him the support that is required. The man will rise as high as he is able to be supported.
Well, the man will rise as high as he is able to be supported by the spouse.
The spouse.
So hii kitu mchezo moba about to the spouse, nyinyi wawili tu.
Nyinyi wawili.
How are you handling each other?
Yes.
How are you doing this thing? What is the vision? What are the values that you
hold
as a family?
as a family.
Na by the way umeiput vizuri kwanza, hiyo ati umeumia sasa, you are sick ama something has happened, umekatwa mguu ama you cannot continue doing the kind of job you are doing, so will you be less of a man?
You're still the man. You still call the shots from that bed. You still give guidance from that bed. You still be able to lead the family from that bed. You still have got to be in a situation that the children can come to that bed and ask dad, what do we do for this? And give direction. Not now ignore you on that bed, unaona tu yeye na watu na wife wanapiga mashughuli zako, wamepanga trip, wameenda, wamekuacha, umerudi, umekuja. No. They go like, I know dad, you cannot go with us for the trip. We are going to this particular place. What should we look for? You go like, oh, when you go there, make sure you've done this and this and this. When you come back, bring for me the shells from Mombasa. When you come back from Kisumu, bring for me the fish. Unajua vitu kama hizo.
Yeah, so you're part and parcel of them.
Yes, they are part and parcel. So they are not like missing out and go like, because you're now no longer able to move out with them, you are lesser. No, they should be able to know wherever they are going, they go like, our dad is at home, but we know he's with us wherever we are.
Awesome. For the 25 years, Mr. Weche,
Yes, please.
what are the things that unadhania zinafanya watu wana break the families?
So what makes people break? I'll say first of all is what I keep on talking about values. So unakuta kwamba when people get married, you have a nice job, I have a nice job. So it's high flying, okay? And that's why tulikatiana ndio tukuje pamoja ndio tuinuke vizuri. So you actually together because of that. So when that one is tilted for whatever reason, either the man or the wife, those are the time you realize like your values were not strong. So what I normally tell young people and things like that when you're coming to marriage, careful how you approach the bed of marriage. That's what Paul says. Careful how you approach the bed. It's a covenant. You come together for who God has brought together. We normally say our vows through thick and thin and things like that. Ni vow tunasemanga barabara tunamalizana nayo. When things are tough, hatukumbuki hizo vows. Hatuifikiri. So you've got to realize that you've got to come together. God has brought you together to work out things together. Try and hold each other together. You will be better tomorrow. It may be tough. Sometimes it may be tough. And you find that noise comes from outside. Sisters zako wanakuja na kuambia brother zako, huyo achana na huyo. Huyo achana na huyo. Huyo ameisha. Achana na huyo. Haizi toboa. So you have got to realize that God brought the two of you together. And the two of you together have got to work it out. And you have got to trust God. God will see you through no matter what the situation. So you have got to realize that bring yourself together. Stand with them. Kumbushaneni. Tunaendelea hivi, this is what we can do. Tunaendelea hivi, this we can do. And I don't believe in those years of marriage, 25 years we have been together, sometimes we make wrong decisions. So you now don't bash the other spouse, mwambie ni wewe ndio ulikufanya hii shida, jisort. Realize you did a mistake, we take responsibility. I make a wrong decision, it cost all of us. So listen that. So you're able to learn and realize, let's be collective in making this so that tomorrow you don't again put us in this particular ditch and things like that. Because it's very easy to throw the blame.
Yeah.
Because the wife may have been straight, the man went wayward, they got into a wrong financial ditch. Of course, ni yako to blame.
But sasa ni familia mzima.
Okay, but the wife can be just for the same as you, mimi ndiko involved, so I'm going to leave you. So you've got to realize there's that collective responsibility and bring it out together. So you've got to work as a team. You've got to realize that we are not perfect. People make mistakes, but you've got to continue and collect. Kuna watu wengine hata umcorrect bado atafanyiwa makosa.
Exactly, atairudia tena.
Sijui inakuanga shida gani, lakini kuna watu kuna shida kama hizo. So you have got to bear with each other.
Hiyo sasa utafanyaje?
Si ni patience too with time. Umemwambia asifanye hiyo, naenda anakuta anafanya. Usifanye hii, mara amejirudisha hapo. Amekuja amelia, ameomba msamaha, the next time amejirudisha. It's not an easy path, so I'm not talking about perfectionism. But sometimes when things are bad, tough, people may separate for various reasons.
Yeah.
But you need to realize that you have got to have values you can stick on. And sometimes if it can't work, it also can't work. I'm not trying to say that it's
You stick
you stay.
forever. Na imekataa.
Kikata, some certain values, look at the values, look at what they stand for. I mean, like for me, one thing I say very clearly when it comes to violence, siwezi
Hiyo
kuachia
haiko.
mtu akae hapo,
Hiyo haiko.
tafadhali.
Immorality.
There are
haiko.
certain values that if you can't change, there's nothing much people can do, and we have got to respect. So it doesn't mean that yes, we've been around for married for this long, but doesn't mean that anybody who's married did not work, did not do anything right. Si ati kwamba walikosea mahali fulani. It's also by the grace of God that we have made these years.
Yeah.
Si ati we are the perfect couples. Tunajifunza. Mpaka sasa kuna vitu bado tunajifunza. We are not perfect, but we are working towards that. And the ones who have failed, it's not by their choice. Sometimes it doesn't just work out. So let's also not measure the standard because ati hawa ni wa miaka yote hawa ni wanoma. Bado tunajifunza.
Like mimi, I think na appreciate hiyo bit ya you're open to learn, you're open to seek for advice and that bit. Na pia accountability. Kama nimekosea wacha njaribu kubadilisha.
Exactly. And surround with people, yourself with the right company. Kuna watu wengine ukishikana nao shup. Noma. Meenda kabisa.
Yeah. Hapo sawa. Hapa naona tunaweza ongea mpaka kesho. How will you say your children describe you?
I've asked them that question once in a while. And they're normally real. That's what I'm saying. From there is when I was able to understand some of the things. And I like asking them that question once in a while. It's able to help me reflect back as a father to see what wrong or what right I need to work on. Kama you could drive, mi nilishtuka. The way that game was driving. Of course ni kawaida, but I didn't realize it had an effect on them. So with that time now, I was able to be conscious when now on the road. But that only came about by me asking the patient and allowing that. So continually involve and talk with them. And I can tell you, having a very honest conversation in a family, it doesn't take you for you to organize a meeting useme tunaenda kuongea kutoka saa 3 mpaka saa 4 board meeting tukutane mali fulani nini. Hata mnaweza kuwa mko nje mnapiga tu pizza. In the middle of that pizza mwanze tu story. So look for that atmosphere. It will take the man as a head to create that atmosphere. Ambaye mchokozane ndio ukumbuke, ndio somebody talks about this, somebody talks about that, somebody talks about that. So don't wait for the perfect moment, but pick the environment. Uone ni aje hii game inaendeleaje. Kuna pause hapo. Kama hii World Cup of course kuna pause in, so kuna 4 times to kuongea. So look for those moments. And I can tell you one thing, you will listen to your children during those off-cut moments. They will tell you so many things during those off-cut moments. When the kids are young, wakati mnakimbia tu mnacheza boli, uliza swali mkipiga boli, that boy in school, how was it? That boy, he thought he was ABC. Na mnapiga boli. And sometimes kids normally at that moment they want to go, Dad, I want to tell you something. Be conscious for that call.
To listen to it.
Because whatever they want to tell you, and the kids will tell you something unrelated na endele na boli. Because why? The environment is there. Don't think that you being at home, ati mtu yake kuja ambia tell me about school.
Haiwezi enda hivyo.
Haiwezi kuambia kila kitu about the school. He will not tell you everything about the school. Not that I come, you have asked a kid, how was your day? My day was fine. Na ameacha. Hakuna kitu ingine, there was nothing.
Hapo pia unanyamazia hapo.
Mwendele ku relax. You know, today the teacher pinched me. But you asked him if there was anything akuambia, because now the kid is relaxed, is able now to tell you, the teacher pinched me. He told me this. He did that. Then you're able to address, oh, he pinched you. What did you do wrong? Me, I just said ABC, and then you're able to know. Then now you can go back to the school or say what happened on a particular day, and you'll be able to address certain things. So never wait for any. There's never a perfect moment. Nasikingine ambayo tu nangoja mood iko
ati hakuna.
Just allow that environment throughout.
Like pia mimi nimerealize hiyo about kuuliza our small boy how was school akuambisa hizo. Lakini tukisha tunaoga tunamaliza hapo nini kumbadilisha na nini, hapo ndiye anaanza kufunguka. Nimepata hiyo. Hapo fresh. Mnasikia mambo? Mnasikia venye kunaenda? Wewe mwenye una watch, right? Ndio. Mr. Weche, maybe as we come to a conclusion.
Yes, please.
I'd like you to we always have this thing here, writing a letter to your children. Letter from a father to the children. Just to speak, to talk to them, if I can say. Nisikupatie what I want you to say. You are talking to your girl, you're talking to your boy. Yes. One day they will watch this. I know.
Yes, I'm sure they will. So, letter to my children. This is what I can be able to tell them. That through God's guidance, through God's grace, I've been able to raise them the way, the capacity and capability I'm being able to do. And I believe that my interest in raising them has always been for that good purpose and that good goal. Never at one point did I ever look at them as lesser or anything like that. And I always endeavor to see them high and lifted up in everything that they go to do. My goal, as I've said, and they know it very well, they are a gift from God. So as a parent, you should be able to understand one thing. You are only a custodian of God's gifting on earth. Watoto sio wako, ni wa God. You'll be accountable to God on how you raised them and how you brought them. So with that reverence, fear of God, then I've got to do my best in all that I can. And I believe the life I've given them has been one that they'll always reflect back and see. I tend to believe, and I believe I've been present in their life throughout. And if I was ever absent for one or two reasons, I believe they may be able to have the heart to forgive me if there was anything like that. But within my heart, I believe I've given it. And I tell one thing, if I talk to my daughter, she's called Tiffany. So to Tiff, just know she's the best. You're the best in what God wants of you. And I believe the strong values that are within you are what I have been able to input in you together with your mom. We have been able to be supportive on your vision. And the higher you need to go, you will go. To my son, Ryan, you know, my boy, you're the best. You just have got to be as big as God allows you to be. Step out in the world, conquer the world. If tomorrow I'm not there, just know one thing. God is your provider. It wasn't me, it was God. And through God, I've been able to accomplish. Thank you.
Whoa. What are your fears, Mr. Weche?
My fears is my fears is living this world without being able to have poured out my whole being to my family.
Not even to us, to your family.
My family is the first values I stand for. And those ones who know me go like, those guys come first.
I like this.
So it's more like, as I've said, they are a gift from God. My wife was given me by God. My children are given to me by God. So I've got a fulfillment. I mean, of course, the Bible says, husband love your wife as God loves it. Yeah. So it's a mandate from God. And then children to take care of them and things like that. So if we can all look at family values, then we're able to make the society right. If every man can work and stand, raise up their families, the value that's required, then we are going to be a better society. So my fear, again, is just to be able to leave this world without having fully emptied myself for the cause that God wanted me to do for them.
Kidogo tu, let me take you back kidogo. Ebu yes. break this bit unasema, we are just custodians. And you're saying my wife, my children, how is it that they're not mine? Let me ask for somebody outside there.
You see, when you realize that, of course, kuna konga na hii song gospel kwamba mimi ni mpita njia kwa hii dunia. So remember, we are here on earth for a purpose and a reason and things like that. That's why I keep on saying, when you leave this earth, you leave when you have emptied yourself of what God wanted you to do. And you realize that wherever you are, God has given you certain things. He has given you that family. Now we're talking about family as a father. He has given you that family to take care of. So you have got a responsibility answerable to God. That's why you find that when children are hurt by the fathers, it goes generation to generation. So we are not supposed to make sure that this gifting that comes from God has got to be taken care of with such a jealousy and reverence.
Yeah.
Get the point? I don't know whether I'm answering you.
Ni wako lakini si wako.
Ni wako na si wako. Kikiumana unaambia to God. Like now you find, like for instance, like for a man, if you find yourself in a situation whereby you're not able to provide for one reason or another one, what would you do? You submit these people to God and say, in my bed where I'm bedridden, I submit these ones to God. In my situation whereby I'm incapacitated, you submit them to God and God will take care of them. That's what I'm saying. When I'm gone, God will still be there for them. If you go with them. But if you leave with them, God, you know they're in good hands.
How awesome. Whoa. This has been an amazing episode. Au vipi? Simna tu tunaweza ongea paka tuendelee tu. I like gleaning on such wisdom so that I can raise my family pia vyema, learning from those who have gone ahead of us without forgetting. You can't be a father without being a husband. You can't be a good father without being a good husband. As you've said, your spouse wacha tuseme anakutetea na kuongelea vizuri kwa watoto. What can you say to your spouse? Hatuwezi waacha kando.
My spouse is my best friend. Ni buddy wangu kabisa. He's first my friend. And I think for us, what we decided is like we need to be buddies. And I think some of the teachings we received from when we were still looking at as I told you, we took time to go into various teachings of marriage. And we were told one thing which is very clear, that it's the two of you. Then the children come for a season. In fact, there's one person who described children as intruders.
Wanakuja kuintrude.
Yes.
Na umesema si wetu, ni wa Mungu.
Mungu amewaleta mwachunge, then they will leave. And that's why you find that you've heard of marriages, especially of our parents, who have been there for 30, 40 years, alafu wanaachana. Wanaachana kwa nini? Let me use again the same word, after the intruders have now left and have got in their life, then wana realize, tujai kuwa pamoja. Because they got into marriage and begin raising kids and they were busy with the kids. When the kids have got their life of their own, it actually strikes you that the two of you are not together. You've never ever been together.
So sad.
Marriages of our parents have been there for years now and I'm like, but if you go into marriage and develop the relationship between the two of you mko hivi. Watu hiyo wakiishia, bado mko.
Before muongeleshe, what makes the two of you hivi after 25 years? Nasemanga kuna maflames zinaenda chini na nini. How do you maintain the bond between you and your wife?
Appreciate each other. Grow together. Okay? Sio yeye amenona na wewe hujanona. Mmenona pamoja.
Nyote mwende. Si mwingine ambie mwingine kata kidogo.
So like for us guys tuna collab, we do things together as much as possible. Try and get to have some common things you do together. If there are some things she loves, pick it up. Some things you love, pick it up and do some things. Like for instance kama EPL nilifanya familia yote kasapoti timu moja. Sitahitaja hiyo timu hapa saizi, haiko vizuri.
Haiko papoa.
But the whole thing goes like, try and rally things together that you can all achieve and activate and make it fun. 25 years, we still laugh and do so many things together.
Amzoeani.
This is my buddies, my friend. My buddies, mwingine ako low, mwingine ako high, saidia. When you are high, saidia ule ako low, saidia. So ukikuja ukute, leo gauge iko chini, wewe ndio muinue. Na kesho gauge yako ikiwa chini, yeye ndiye atakuinua. So it's a two-way and things like that. And then give yourself space. Don't demand too much from each other. Mtu akuja akikuambia tu I'm not feeling well, usianze kuuliza nielezee nini nilifanyika, kwa nini mimi ndio nilisema nini. Hapana. Give yourself space. And sometimes people require that space, then when they come together they can go like, yeah, actually this is what I was feeling. So for us we purposed. We developed that kind of friendship before the children came in. And now we are realizing now vile wakubwa saizi
wanaenda.
Si atu wanaenda, hata wakiwa kwa hawa mko nao.
Kama yule niambia ati anaenda. Enyewe.
So as I speak to my wife is been a confidant. She's been the best pill I've had in everything in life. The years we have been together, the ups and downs I've seen her strong personality coming, especially in times of diversity and all those things. She's one person who has stood and been able to support me spiritually and all manner of support that needs to be done. So I salute her. I totally salute her. I'll not be able to change her for anybody else because tutaendelea pamoja, tutazeeka pamoja, tutakuwa wote pamoja.
Amina. Hapo itabidi nikuje nikuone kando pia na wife. Kuja tu tafute tips pole.
Ndio.
Wow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for this amazing episode with everyone here who has been able to do this. It is not just me and Mr. Weche, by the way. huku ndani kuna watu kadhaa. It's a full team. A full team. So we are here to say thank you so much for watching. Keep on subscribing, keep on sharing this information kwa sababu ina build. Honestly, hatufai kuanguka kama kuna watu kama hawa wameshapita mbele yetu. I always say that there's nothing new under the sun. Kuna mtu go through something, you can learn from them to see repeat. That's why further studies is there, right? So keep on watching, share with somebody else. Ukiona una relate na hii story, share na mwingine. Usibaki tu na information. Unaona Mr. Weche amekaa hapa ameshare his experience. You also share. Usibaki nayo. Until next time, this has been your host Chris Wanga, Father Studies. Not unless kuna mtu hapa ana swali ya kuuliza. Sawa. Kuna kwa na hizo opportunity. Ziko kadhaa. Twende kazi. The question is, what should Mr. Weche tell to the newly wedded kama one of our crew? Naisema tena kwa sababu hana mic. That's why nimeisema, right? Yes, sir.
Good. That's a very good question. And just for information, I think we are trusting God to begin a couples mentorship. So
all right.
We can watch out for that soon. But to answer that, what I like to tell the young couples is like this. You don't need to invent a wheel. You don't need to reinvent a wheel at all. The safer place is for you to come and hook up yourself to mentors, to people who have gone before you. Now, what is a mentor? Mentor is not about somebody who's perfect at kwa sababu anakaa wako sawa and things like that. It's an accountability partner. Na yule mtu atakwambia, hey bro, hapa utateleza. Because you have never been there. You have never been on this path. Because for us, when we were raised up, I realized one thing about us as we grew up is realize that we didn't have people who were able to hold our hands before we begin. But whereas guys were fellowshipping then back there, we had, in the church, we had that kind of whatever. Once mnaanza kurelate, mna hook you up to couples. Mm-hmm. They walk with you, paka pale, marriage and things like that. Mm-hmm. Wacha hii ya siku hizi, mkijisikia mkutane kwa class muone. It was a walking. And where we were fellowshipping before, the church that we were fellowshipping before, I don't need to mention it, but one thing they always used to tell us, you'd rather break an engagement than a marriage. Mm-hmm. So ikifika mahali hata kama mmerelate mo na ingiani na mnaonekana the two of you are not compatible, walikuwa na allow people kuachana. Alafu na announce wanaambia, hey Chris na so and so, it didn't work out. Because they go like, you'd rather break an engagement than a marriage. But now we find that you are now forced to go into marriage, unagundulia huko ndani. Utafanya nini? So that's why you need people to walk with you. Usitembee peke yako. And also, it doesn't mean that because everything is cool, you need that kind of support to hold. Maybe we'll look at kind of a fellowship that people can be there. We'll be beginning a broadcast on couples. I want to work with couples so that I go like, you don't need to reinvent a wheel. People can come and listen and realize this is common. I can tell you one thing for sure. What we go through, when you're going through that particular situation, that particular time, kuna kuanga na indication unafikiria ni wewe peke yako. Hata in fact ujuka kuna mtu mwingine yote ashaipitia kitu kama hiyo. Because we are not going to blame you, you've never done it. Yeah. Ujai hizo shida unapata kwa bedroom. Ujai ziona na ujui vile kunafanywanga. So what you do when you have these supportive people, they will go like, wacha hapa tu ni kuinua mguu unapita hivi, sema hivi, mambo ya kawaida. Kama kuna shida kwa junction, unaweza katia hapa. But you will never have known that if you didn't have somebody who has gone there before you. So don't walk alone. Sisemi wewe ni fan wa Liverpool, but don't walk alone.
Umejibiwa ama bado na swali lingine? Uko sawa, uko sure? Kulikuwa na mwingine? The question is, a husband lost job. Mm-hmm. The wife took over the responsibilities. Alafu sasa tena hazitena amekuja amepata job. Yeah. But now the husband had take responsibilities ya zile vitu zilikuwa zinafanyika before. So how should this wife handle the situation? And it's been for a long time.
Okay, I'll first of all encourage those kind of a couple. Again, I don't know environment gani wako, but they need to go for kind of a counseling. Because first of all, it goes back to how they have set up their operations, their standards, values within the house. How do we do things like that? So if let's say the husband has lost the job, now it means the wife took over responsibilities that were being done by the husband. So there must have been some bit of arrangement on things like that. There must have been some transparency and things like that. But in your situation, Purity, you're telling me now the husband has gotten a job, hajazichukulia zile jukumu. So it means there's already a disconnect. Yes, the wife supported because the guy was down, but because there's a disconnect about the foundations and values in this family, the husband can get away with that kind of joke and things like that. So it brings a frustration to the wife. And that means that there's a lot of things that have to be mended in that homestead and things like that, because we have to put that kind of values that come together, that if I'm taking up this kind of responsibility, ni for our sake and things like that. If things work out for you, tunashikana pamoja, tunatembea pamoja. We are investing together. We are doing things together. So we need to have couples be able to make sure they put the right foundation. And it goes back to go like, we need to have people have the right foundation and values on what they stand for. Remember when you get into marriage, hauko umeplania utapoteza job. So you never prepared for that. There's no script ambayo imeandikwa. It happened. Now, when that happens, then certain values are being depicted of this particular person. So you need to have that. These people, if we can talk to them, well and good, but they need counseling. And the two of them have got to be bring out to a realistic. Because at the end of the day, ni watu wataumia na mambo ingine itakuwa. Because you talk about the wife now losing it and going like, hey, I can't stand it anymore. Why should the guy go on a field day and things like that? So let's put the foundations well, and it will really do a lot. Foundations are normally built and constantly reinforced. So usifikiri utenda marriage in counseling, alafu uane, alafu sa uko tayari kuenda. Ni kati vile unaenda driving school, alafu now you are a driver. Whatever you do after that, shida ni mingi. Tuko na shida mingi kwa barabara. But if it's something that you constantly are being relayed, these are accountability partners. If they have accountability partners, those are the people who have come to that situation. Useme, hapana bro, hapa ufanyi poa. Na saa zingine mtu akileta shida anakuwa discipline na wale ambao wa accountability partners. People can speak to you and give you direction. Without that, we can go haywire. But we need support from all angles.
Wengine some men nasema counseling hapo. Nenda counseling kufanya nini? Na pia sasa wife pia hataki kuharibia jina hazi sasa endi kwa the partners, the accountability partners. How do you handle this? Mwanaume mwenye hataki hata kwenda counseling na kusikiza kidogo.
So, it goes about how you have built up the accountability partners. Like sometimes I normally naonanga weddings zingine best couples ni wazee na hawa ni vijana. So unashangaa mambo ikifanyika ngumu wanaenda wapi?
Si wale wako na experience.
Ndio maana wako na experience, utaambiaje, there's somewhere. So you should be able to have, it goes back to how the foundations are laid. Who are the people who are working with you into this thing?
Yeah.
Don't just get best couples for the sake of get couples. Hey, Chris na wife yake wanakapoa, wacha tuchukue best couple. Purity anakaa yachanuka, huyo sio mpoa. So you need to realize that there are people you need to walk into that marriage who are going to continually walk with you, so that they're able to help you. Kukiwa na shida, people can call you back. Somebody can call you kuambia, ni aje, tuko na shida kwa junction. Nini ilifanyika? Jembe imevunjika. How do you fix it? So are you able to discuss those kind of things with people ambao who you can't even relate with? There's no connection. Yali kuja tu na suti akasimama mbele na akaishia. Is there somebody you can call in the midnight hour mwambie bro ni aje, I can't make it, nini inafanyika, naumia? Can they come and find out? Let's see what we can do. For us also, we have developed a certain kind of accountability partners we can call at the midnight hour. We can call and go like, bro, it's not working well for me. I'm gonna an accountability partner ambaye anaweza kuja usiku, ambaye tu wife yangu akiniona amekuja na anatuacha tu, anajua sasa huyu ana sort out whatever needs to be sorted out. Okay? And you can call on to them. So you have to have those kind of people who can come and speak to you. Not that they are more expert than you, but the people who can come and bring the sense to you. Ndio urudi kwa njia. Like that couple, wasiporudishwa kwa njia, kutakuwa na shida. So again, it goes back when it comes to best coupling, you need to choose the right people. Mkitaka maseleb, watakuwa maseleb kwa your couples, kikiumana, hana time.
Hiyo counseling ya mwanaume kukubali kuenda.
Counseling ya mwanaume kukubali kuenda. You see, like when you have accountability partners, they're able to begin breaking up those values and things like that. I'm also one person who can imagine nezenda counseling. Counseling kitu gani? So it took a lot of breaking down into teachings, aligning yourself in the right environment. So by the time nikasema, by the way, nakubalia, we need to go counseling. So the two of us mutually went to a pastor. Tukasema, okay, akaniuliza wewe unataka pasta mgani, unataka pasta mgani, tukaangalia, then eventually we'll put everything together, then we came with one common pastor that we see we can relate with it. It took us driving out of town to go and meet that pastor. Akatuongelesha, tukaomba and things like that, and we drove back to Nairobi. Today that pastor is the one we can call kama kuna feel kuna kitu. So identify somebody you can be able to call at the 11th hour. They'll be more preferable if they are the best couple. That is stronger. But that doesn't mean that you still cannot call anybody else. There are people you can identify useme pastor so and so anaweza katuhandle. Hata today in this time and age you can see one of the ministers kwa TikTok uone manze msi ana relate na sisi. Let's reach out to him. Tuko na shida hapa. Somebody who can take and cover your nakedness without judging. Yep. And that's what will help. Akiwa mgumu sana pia kuna areas you can go through, but don't be an island. People normally get into depression because first of all you believe you're the only one
going through the same.
You are the only one. Hakuna mtu yote ashaenda through this. Ushesikia mtu hazia amekataa kutoa pesa. Hakuna mtu kama huyu. Wako wengi. But until you talk about it, you'll never realize that the help is out there. Don't be an island. That's all I can tell you.
No one stands alone. Endeleeni na maswali hapo chini kwa comments, right? Mr. Weche atajibu either online ama atamwekea kamera kuja jibu zote. Sawa. Simesikia pia anataka kwanza podcast, tutamwagika huko sisi wote. Sio? Sidhani kama kuna mtu mwingine ana swali. Tuko sawa? Lucy, swali ni if I've understood. Yes. As in swali ni naisema tu in the mic ndio pinye wenye wanasikiza waweze kusikia ni nini umesema. If I've gotten it right ni kuwa is there really a time where it doesn't just work? Na kama I work ni sawa kila mtu tu achukue virago zake aende?
As I've told you, there's no perfectionist and things like that. The Bible says it hates divorce. And I don't know whether it says you should not divorce. I don't know I don't know where the church brought it from, but it doesn't say you should not divorce. It just goes like it hates divorce. It's not what God intended. But when things are not right, sometimes it can reach that particular point. And that's where you go, like if you surround yourself and involve yourself with people who are going to walk with you, they'll be able to make that judgment call. Tumejaribu ujamaski kabisa for the peace. Like today I keep on saying, if there's any form of violence, I have told my daughter, hata kukuwa na hint tu ya hapa kuna violence, you're not going to stand it because today you will not take it up. Our parents stomached it. Lakini wako wanamalizwa vile wanamalizwa siku hizi. Siku hizi a joke and somebody is gone. So then you have got to be very careful how you handle that thing. I wouldn't want to push somebody to tell somebody, we stick there, vumilia. If it can't work, let it not work. Paul and Barnabas, walikosana. What did they do? They went separate ways. Ikikosa kuzana, you can give people space. Then if it comes back to work together, well and good. But do not force people into a situation that is not very volatile. That is very volatile. Italeta shida zingine mingi sana. Because you have got to look at the children involved. What is the emotional damage and things like that? And things like, what is the best for this particular thing? Yes, if it cannot work out, it should be analyzed and it should be decided. And that's why tuko na book of Judges. Muna decide, alafu mnaamua. Otherwise, kungekuwa na shida hapana.
Judges haingekuwa.
Haingekuweko.
Umesikia venye tumemalizia hapo? Right? Kuna mwingine na swali? Kama tuko fresh? Tuende kazi. Swali ni, do we have bad coaches? Mr. Weche talked about the coach training the player, then the player plays in the field. The coach doesn't really have control over the player akiwa ndani ya uwanja, right? So do we have bad coaches? That is what the question is.
Yes, we have bad coaches and we have good coaches. Okay? Because you can have a coach who can teach you the wrong way. When you go to the field, then you go like, hapa kidiumana. Like for us guys, when we walk into marriage, as I told you, we went and sat with various couples and some of them we learned what not to. Yani mpaka tukashtuka tukasema, bude tunamuonanga hivi, wacha si tuishie. Like the point. But we would not have known that there's such a bad advice until we met those kind of people. So yes, there are bad coaches. that can happen. You can be on the wrong trajectory and it can mess you up and things like that. Somebody, let's say, if somebody is walking into getting into marriage, Nana, this thing is not working, Nana insists to. And you people within yourself, you have got the gut feeling, kuna kitu sioni kama ni. Paka unajiuliza ni mimi peke yangu ndio ama ni yeye ndiye aoni. Kocha anakuambia pana wewe endelea tu ndugu
Itakuwa
dada.
sawa.
Itakuwa tu sawa kwa mbele mambo itakuwa sawa. Kikiumana you go back and reflect. I saw something here but nobody was listening to me. So yes, the bad coaches are there. Second of all, you can also have a very good coach. Very good, perfect everything, rekodi zake ziko sawa. But what you do, the call that you do when you're going about the thing. Remember, this is life. You can make a wrong move. It may be a wrong move into infidelity. It may be a wrong move into financial distresses and things like that. And that sticks with you. You did a mistake and that sticks with you. And that can even cost your marriage at that particular point. Because if it's going to be very bad, it's going to be very bad. So remember, we have come together. You are two grown-ups ambao mmekuja pamoja. Wewe ulilelewa hivi na mimi nilelewa hivi. Alafu tunakuja kuishi pamoja. By the time we realize tumegongana in a particular way that is not very good. So remember that when you walk into marriage, the best advice is for you guys to be accommodative to each other. There is no perfectionist, but you've got to work it out together until you blend. My wife and I, the way we are so different, we learn to accommodate and come together to be what we are today. And sometimes we appreciate the good things that she got from me and the good things I got from her.
Yeah.
And we are still in the making. Tunajifunza vitu mingi, tunafanya vitu mingi. Then some things also I just want to add up just to go on to that. You've got to realize that you are all able different. Let's forget about this age and time that goes like everything in 50-50. Doesn't work like that. If you are good in spreading the bed, why should you struggle? So pia lazima spread bed. If you are good in brushing shoes, why should you subject the other person who's not good in brushing shoes? If you are good in making ugali, why should you subject this other person to make a burnt offering? I get the point. So appreciate the goodness these people. If this person can be good at making this, I'll be supplementing her by making sure I spread the bed, I wash this, and I do that. Because you cannot all be perfect.
Yeah.
So useme kwamba mi nimekuanga tu jikoni napika throughout. Wewe kazi yako tu kufanya kazi ingine. No, you are good in something else. And you appreciate each other. Paka mtu anajuanga ikifika time fulani nakwambia, hey, sweetheart, kuja ushughulike na hii kitu. Hii ndio line yako. Na ikifika time yake, hii ndio time yake. So that kind of balance has got to be put there and work together. Na mtu akiwa amelemewa, jump in and assist that person. Si ati 50-50 ndio kesho yeye pia afanye nini?
Afanye yake.
Pia afanye yake.
Tumesikia? Bado kuna ingine? She asked, you talked about boundaries in marriage. How are you supposed to respect your spouse boundary na yetu mko pamoja? Si ukimleta umemleta kwa territory yako. Sasa respect ya boundary ndio gani?
So remember, we are different personalities. There's nobody who comes in perfect in all areas. And we've got different temperaments and things like that. So once you understand, for instance, if I do this kind of a thing, it will provoke my wife, to provoke my husband. Why should you do it for the sake of what you want to show yourself something? So when it comes to that thing, hold back your tongue, because you know it will provoke that kind of a person. But on the other side, if I do this kind of a thing, we can accommodate it. So once you define each other and are able to know huyu anafika hapa na huyu anafika pale, do it respectfully. Okay? Fine. Someone may want you to temper with her things this way. Mwingine hataki hiyo. So once you have understood each other, and that's why I'm saying when you walk into marriage, especially for you guys who are young, you take time to understand that there'll be a lot of friction. Because kesho utafanya hii ukute mtu anakwazika. Kesho ufanye hii ukute mtu anakwazika. Then within no time, I realize, boundaries for this one is this, boundaries for that one is that. If there are things which are now very hard, just talk about it. Go like, hey, by the way, hii yako nafikiria ni extreme. Because this is the way I was raised. When you do it this way, it doesn't work out for me. So lazima pia realize that the view has been shared na mulegeze kamba until you get to a compromise. But do not do things for the sake of lazima tikwe 50-50. Let me just touch on a very thorny issue. Simu. I know I've got it to different counseling marriages. Wanasemanga different. Usieke pin, weke pin, usieke pin, weke pin. It's a very big debate. It will never end. And there's no right or wrong answer. But the kind of thing of whereby I can be comfortable leave my phone with my spouse without fearing anything.
Yeah.
Second of all, what is the value? What am I looking for? And things like that. My wife and I operate in a very different way. We respect each other. Chris, Betty anakupigia.
Cheka simu yako.
Sikuulize Betty ni nani? See, Betty anakupigia, that's it. Do you want to tell me about Betty? No, yes or no?
If you don't want, sawa bado.
Yeah. And if there's a reason, yes or no. It helps people realize their liberty.
Na wale wenye wanajitetea tu mapema hata hujauliza.
Basi sasa hapo tayari uko.
By the Betty wana wako.
Sijakuuliza lakini umeanza kujibu. So already, so that will bring a lot of things. So there's no rule ya kwamba this is what and what, but that kind of respect. Each people have got space. You like, there's a way you like sleeping on the bed, there's a way I like sleeping on the bed. Respect each other. Usisema hapa ni free world.
But we are one.
Yeah, we are one. But everybody has got his own temperament. So respect each other and bring that boundary. And then talk. One thing that you'll be able to do, please talk. Now, you realize when I do this, I'm uncomfortable to my spouse. Respect that. Within no time, ye mwenye atalegeza kamba urealize, ala, excuse unanikubalia nifanye kitu fulani. Naambia, ni realize it makes you happy because I've come to my own realization as forcing the thing onto somebody. Boundaries have got to be defined. Boundaries have got to be respected because we are all human beings. You're two grown-ups who have come together.
Yeah.
Me, I'm over 30, we're over 20. Utanifanya nibadilishe nini? It's just to accommodate each other and be compatible.
Wow. Bado ingine iko? Yani umekataa kabisa. Okay, hapa tumepata so much from Mr. Weche. Thank you so much for that time and wisdom ya kutuongelesha aki. Nashukuru sana. Hapa kwetu kuna watu wengi wenye wanataka kujoin na mwenye amejoin the marriage institution, the fatherhood journey. So to us, all this ni class sisi wote hapa. Thank you very much for pouring yourself out to us, Aki. Nashukuru. Asante sana kwa wakati wako. Not unless you have anything else to say maybe to that camera, tunaweza close, but we really, really appreciate.
Okay, just to say thank you for Chris for allowing me to be on this platform. It's glad for me to be able to realize that I'm normally happy sharing out what God has put in me. And I believe it will minister to somebody out there. Kuna mtu ambaye kitu itabariki, kuna mtu ambaye ataelewa kitu fulani. But again, as I'm saying, watch this space. We are coming to this space and we need to pour out ourselves to the next generation. Asante.
Thank you very much, my people. Tukutane tena for another episode later. Sasa hapa ndo tunapata ile private. Utakuja siku ingine we'll try and do Mr. Weche. I think imekuja tu sahi. Tutafanya ile mnaitangaje ile nye tumekaa wote mahali alafu tuna conversation na pia the audience. I think tutajipatia hilo jukumu. Si ndio? Super awesome. Naona mkiniangalia kwani kuna kitu kingine?
And then just tell them my daughter will come in at co-interview na so she will come in and
yes, we'll have Tiff here.
And I'll not be with her.
Tunakungojea Tiff kuja tuambie kama is a good dad ama alikuwa anajipigia tu debe. So na mali tumesema au watoto wako wanakudescribe aje? Tiff, tunakungojea. We like to see the daughter aspect of a father ama the father aspect from a daughter's angle. Si ndio Tiff? Utakam? Thanks. Mbona tu imekuwa rahisi? Si ndio? Hapo sawa. We are waiting for you. Thank you so much.
What you have created me to